gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Late Gay, that's the world-class way. Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're back, we're ready. I'm happy to be back and at it again with these jabronis. And at the same time, I'm not gay, I'm married to a woman, a human woman.
I'm glad you clarified the human woman part, because I thought you were married to a robot, but, you know.
You never know, man. It's 2023. Never know.
Hey, I mean, what is that? Interspecies? Would that be interspecies?
Interspecies erotica, fucko.
Oh, excuse me, I don't know the proper nomenclature. I'm a little behind. That's why we're late, folks. I don't know the appropriate way to talk in 2023. We also have the Bombay bad boy, Big Rig Nick Utam.
Thank you. Does anybody really know how to talk in 2023? It seems like we need to have fucking notifications pull up on all our phones for vocabulary every day, just in case.
Would you believe me if I have an app that gives me a notification when it's time to drink water?
Yeah, I 100% believe that.
It wasn't by choice. It's just part of this other thing I'm using. But we don't need to talk about that here. And finally, folks, say hello to American Ramrod, Couch Kendo. Whatever.
Oh my god! Just because I can't spell.
That's okay. It made for a good laugh, and that's all that matters here on YouTube.
God.
So, folks, welcome into episode 373 of World Class Bullshitters. We're getting closer and closer to episode 400. We're getting closer and closer to our 200K subscriber special, and we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year. So, folks, let's make that happen this year. Like I was telling the guys off air, we're in the mad dash to the end of 2023, starting 2024. And, folks, 2024 is going to be a fun year for WCBS, but that fun starts tonight. You see, WCBS, we're going to start traveling and doing a lot of stuff, and we're going to take you along on a journey with us. So in about 2 weeks, Nick and I will be at Halloween Horror Nights, so you can follow us on that adventure. We'll do a live stream from the park. We'll have some other content. And the only way to get all of that is to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and don't miss out on anything. So hit that bell notification and be following us on every platform. Also, a little later next month, I'll be in Las Vegas. So be on the lookout for a fun stream from the Vegas Strip. We'll have some content coming from out there, and I'll be going back to In-N-Out Burger, the number one thing I miss from living out west. Now, we've all had In-N-Out Burger, but we've never had it together, correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We need to rectify that. I need to buy everybody around the double doubles, animal style.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
And also, too, while we're talking about travel, Dion and I will be, I don't know how live we'll be. We'll definitely be lit. But we got the Michigan State game on my birthday this year, Dion. It's going to be a fun time.
Oh,
I'll
God.
remember it.
Dude, just set up the phone on like some stand while you're like.
It's gonna be fun. We're definitely gonna tailgate.
Yeah, definitely do that. Yeah, set up the camera and tailgate and see. It's gonna be fun trying to answer questions and doing that shit while you guys are just getting lit the whole time.
Well, folks, the only way to have fun with us in that is to make sure that you watch our all live streams. So that'll be, what are we? Is it MSU Ohio State or is it Michigan State?
It's Michigan State.
Fuck yeah, you're going down, Wolverines. We should start chanting Wolverines.
We don't have a coach, and the coach, the dude who was the coach, was dumb enough to cheat on his wife, and it's going to be a long season until then. So being here is going to be a nice breath of fucking fresh air on an already horrible MSU season. So thank you for being my best friend and bringing light to my goddamn shitty alma mater right now.
Well, buddy, that's where we became friends, and I guess that's where we'll die. You know, convenient return to the Jedi style. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't want to die. I'm not ready to go. But, folks, follow us on all these journeys. You never know where WCBS is going to be next. And next year we'll be in Philadelphia. We'll be all over the world. So be on the lookout for more world-class bullshitters. We're putting the world in world class in 2024. Now, folks, we always start off our show with thanking our patrons. I'd like to thank everybody who's been joining at the higher tiers. We appreciate all the support. As of late, you guys have received the License to Kill commentary. You've received 2 bonus episodes, and you received a few other extra topics over on that platform. But the guys and I wanted to celebrate Schlocktoberfest a little early. So if you're a patron, starting probably, maybe this weekend, I got the con, so I can't give you guys a solid date, but probably next week for sure, about Tuesday, you guys are going to start celebrating Schlocktoberfest with us. We made a series that we can't put on YouTube for very specific reasons. So if you'd like to hear something that's too spicy for YouTube, make sure you're a patron over at World Class BS, patreon.com/worldclassbs to be exact, and that way you can listen to us talk about some horror topics that we've never covered before. Now, Nick,
yes.
how important are the topic? Let's put it like this: horror movies have very, very many important elements to them to make them truly great. But the things we talked about last night make them the greatest.
Well, Jeff, there are 3 requirements for horror movies, and some people adhere to them, some people don't. The ones who do are the true masters of the art. The ones who don't can go fuck themselves. I won't say the first one, but people probably know. The horror fans out there know what they are. First one I can't say it, but the other one is blood and beast. So take with that what you will. Don't want to get tagged here on YouTube for no reason.
Well, that makes 100% sense, and that is completely crystal clear, Nick.
Yeah. Just. I'm glad you could decipher it, Kenda. That's what really matters.
Well, I mean, Kenda was there, so he would know. If he couldn't decipher it, I'd have a lot of questions, Kendo, about your short-term memory. But Dion, we're going to make sure that you know about the topic we covered, because it's perfect for you. It's about white women.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Survivor girls and things like that. Yep.
So, folks, that's over on Patreon. Now, we have our word of the day. We're going to keep things structured tonight. Now, guys, the word of the day comes from our friend Shrebels08, and it's blue waffle. Star Wars, the Force says blue waffle. Blue waffle, and blue waffly and the bandit. You blue waffle twice, and the blue waffle and me. I dig the last one.
That's I'm glad I'm glad they brought it back. I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard the term blue waffle, so yay.
Well, leave it to Shrebels08 to give us a really interesting word of the day. It puts us on our feet. It makes us world class to give him such titles as the good, the bad, and the blue waffle.
I prefer poontang.
Well, don't we all?
Well, I mean, not everybody. We're not going to get into that.
Well, I meant just the 4
They
of
already
us.
have their one.
Dion's into Robotang. Is that your new movie, Dion? Robotang? Is that
Robotang?
the follow-up to Terminegro?
Yeah, man. It's exactly what you think it is.
Oh God! Now there's another title I have to put on the list and write a synopsis for. Thanks.
I think what we should do economically is to write all these things down, create 5 to 7 page comic stories, and release an anthology, the WCBS Comics Anthology. It'll follow Terminegro, Buffalo Jeff, Robotang, and all of our other wonderful creations here on the channel.
Oh my God, that sounds good. That'll work.
It always does. So, folks, we have a fun night tonight planned for you, so hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content. And after tonight's stream, make sure you check out our video we dropped earlier today, the toy video over from last weekend. And we got a nice video covering Leslie Jones and Ghostbusters coming out on Saturday morning. Needed the extra time to make sure it's world class. But tomorrow we'll have our clips, so anybody that misses the full show can catch us later and in a more digestible way. Now, guys, this is the first time we've been together, all 4 of us, in quite a few weeks. But I want to give a shout out and a thank you to our replacement bullshitter, Etep Wakuyan from the Place to Be Reviews. Etep's a hell of a guy. He came to Horror Hound to hang out with us, and it was a blast. So I want to give a shout out to him. And folks, if you need extra content here on YouTube, the Place to Be Reviews is the place to be. Now, Nick, it was you last week that was away in New York. What was it like seeing the Ghostbusters house, and how many times did you cry?
No, it was awesome seeing it. I mean, it was like the only requirement I had during that trip. Took the subway down there and went to go see it. No, it was great. It was great to see it in person. It was awesome. It's like in the you wouldn't really guess where it is, and like the way that it's shot is, I guess, vastly different from the area that they kind of put it in. But it was it was awesome to see. I tried knocking on the door and getting them to answer me and trying to seeing if I could get like a T-shirt from them or something, but nobody was answering the door at that time. So I don't know. I tried.
They probably looked at the people and was like, "Nope."
Probably did.
Not on the anniversary of this week. Not happening.
Well, speaking of which, I did travel that day. I did actually fly up to New York on 9/11, and a couple of
Weird. Keeping up family traditions, are we?
following in my father's footsteps. But no, it was funny because two of my cousins like freaked the fuck out, and my only worry was, oh, I hope I don't get like flagged and pulled over, pulled to the side and like have to have the glove treatment or something like that. That was my worst fear. That didn't happen, so it was fine. But my two cousins like went crazy, like, oh my god, why are you flying this day? And the same time as the whole thing happened, I'm like, chill. First of all, it's been 20 years.
Because I don't think anybody's going to try to do a reenactment on this day.
Yeah, exactly. And they were very like they kept texting me and like trying to call me, and I was like, I will message you when I land. Calm the fuck down. It was just like, are you guys just this inept and just like what the fuck's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? It was terrible.
Now, Nick, you brought up the white glove treatment. Some people pay extra for that, so you would have got a free bonus upgrade to your flight experience.
Yeah, that's true. Most action I've seen all year.
Well, 2023 was interesting for all of us. Dion married a robot. You got your jollies off at the TSA. Yep. Kendo was there. Like, I don't know what to say.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, New York. There was so many fucking people, and like every step was a new smell. It was.
Any of them good?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, at least it wasn't like L.A. It goes like this. It goes fresh air, weed, piss. Fresh air, weed, piss. Weed, piss, 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 weed. Like, after a while, man, you just become nose blind to living in a garbage dump. But I'm glad New York at least had a variety of flavors of smells. It was like garbage, human waste, whatever that weird smell coming from that restaurant was, and smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it was fine. I was only there for about 4 days. It was okay. Did go see the memorial. That was that's something else I wanted to do as well. It was it's seeing it in pictures is different than seeing it in person. Didn't do the museum because I probably wouldn't have been able to handle it. It would have been too much. But I just wanted to go see the memorial for sure. And me and Mom wanted to go see. We walked past it and took some pictures and stuff, and that was it. So, but yeah, it was a very humbling experience to see that.
Well, last time I was in New York, I didn't have an opportunity to check that out. So next time I go, I might have to see it for myself.
Yeah. That one, that and the Ghostbusters thing were like the only two like hard requirements I had when going there. Like that was my only thing. Like just those things is all I want to do. Anything else, and like I was with family, so like we were always running around and trying to like fucking herd cats to get us all to like do one thing or be in one place or get ready, and it was terrible.
Now, since we're talking about Ghostbusters, obviously, folks, you're all excited for Wokebusters. I'm only 25 pages away from being done, so that's going to be exciting. It'll be done by the end of the year like I promised, and then we'll get it taken care of and shipped out to you. But I didn't really want to talk about Wokebusters right now outside of that. I wanted to bring up how Ghostbusters 2016 is back in the news. Now, this is the movie that some call the gift that keeps on giving, especially here on WCBS. We've been talking about the film since it was new, and we didn't like it then. We're not here to go on about it now, but Leslie Jones, the actress that played Patty Tolan, the Ghostbuster with a Cadillac, was talking about the terrible experience she had making the film. Now, I'm not here to vilify the fans or praise her, but I did find it interesting. Would you believe she only got paid 1% of what Melissa McCarthy got paid for that movie?
But
I can believe it.
But they were all a team, right? Melissa McCarthy sure as shit didn't go, hey, Leslie, what'd you get paid? You deserve more. But hey, it's a Cadillac. And Paul Feig was all on Twitter last year, all pissed off because the new one wasn't in this set. All right, well, bitch, you didn't pay Leslie, so here's an extra. Go fuck yourself. And the movie still sucks, Paul.
Oh God, it's one of those things where it's like you're just realizing this now. You didn't like have your agent negotiate better or something. Like
But
I don't
hey,
know, man.
all that's all talk, right? You know, they were doing the fucking press junket, and this is gonna be a great movie, and we're all friends, motherfucker. Kristen Wiig and Leslie Nielsen were both on SNL, and Melissa McCarthy.
You mean Leslie
got
Jones?
99% times what Leslie got. That's crazy. That's crazy. But again, Paul Feig loves him, right? And Sony, hey Sony, this was a big. It was a huge movie, right? Yeah, they love women, especially when they can get them on the cheap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like, why didn't Paul Feig like stand up for her and get her paid more?
What a coinkadink! Hey, but remember, Paul Feig, he's a huge Melissa McCarthy. What did he say? He was like, if you don't think that they're funny, you're a misogynist piece of shit or whatever he said right before the main press junket started. But hey, Paul Feig didn't go and fight for it, did he? But hey, we're the assholes.
Yep, we're the assholes.
Well, duh. We're people that just voiced our opinions. We're not allowed to do that.
It's almost as if movies that lean very heavily into the morality side of it tend to always have some skeleton in the closet with his middle finger up, right? Because again, he was very, very adamant about his roster for the movie. He defended why, Chris Hemsworth was pretty much underutilized. And they loved the fucking shooting the Marshmallow Man in the dick. That was a really funny joke, right? But we're not going to pay the actresses that we wanted to tell the world that we loved. Hey, Paul? Hey, Paulie?
Well, the interesting part is, in Leslie Jones' book that she was bitching about the movie, obviously she starts off with blaming the internet keyboard warriors that dwell in their parents' basements. But the thing she talked about that made me realize, I don't think this woman actually knows about movies. She was bitching about the budget. She's like, they didn't give us enough money, and that's why the movie failed. If they would have gave us more money, it would have been a hit. And I thought to myself, Leslie,
I don't think that's how it works.
Gonna actually work.
No.
She's like, there was a Michael Jackson Thriller style parody that we were gonna do, and that was gonna change everything. She's like, we filmed it, and everyone knew the movie was gonna be a big hit. I'm like, lady, I don't think you understand that the issue wasn't women, the issue wasn't your skin color, because she goes on to complain about that. And the stuff she dealt with isn't cool, so I'm not going to act like that was fine or acceptable. But she acted like people don't like black Ghostbusters, and I don't know how to contact her directly. Kendo, who's your favorite Ghostbuster?
Winston.
What color is Winston?
He is a wonderfully smooth dark chocolate.
And now, just for clarification, you're the only white person on this show, but he's your favorite Ghostbuster. So that kind of spits in the face of Leslie Jones' theory that we're all racist.
Yep, and it's been that way ever since I was a kid. This isn't like some kind of thing I came up with like recently to be like, oh, I got to make sure everybody sees how non-racist I am by picking the black guy. I've always been a Winston guy.
Yeah, ever since joined the podcast, we talked about it, and
that was before I even knew you guys were black.
Thanks, buddy.
I had no idea before the podcast.
The African American Bombay bad boy Nick Utam.
Yeah,
just keep adding ethnicities to my fucking title. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I'm trying to collect them like Infinity Stones.
He's gonna be like the Tiger Woods of the podcast. He's gonna be every ethnicity.
Yep, what happens when you
high
have
fried rice and low fried chicken
for shizzle?
Oh my god!
Good times.
So, folks, we just wanted to give you guys a little teaser of that. Some people in the chat are jokingly calling you woke, Kendo. No, the one thing that people relate to is the character of Winston, because he's the everyman. He's the character that everyone can go, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I understand what it would be like to be the fish out of water dealing with ghosts and monsters and all this other horse shit that'll turn you white. So,
yeah, that's true. I mean, and it's one of those things where like money was never the issue. I mean, we've seen movies that have $300 million budgets fail, and money's never the issue. The issue is the story and the way it's presented, and the way it's made. That's the thing. I mean, hell, look at A24. They have movies that are made for under $10 million that make the money back in a weekend because the story is good and people want to go watch it. So it's not the money. It's like the presentation and the story. Is it good enough for people to go watch, and then they can tell their friends and be like, yo, check this out. This is good. Like, that's what it really boils down to.
It wasn't something that friends were going to be talking about. This movie was doomed from the start. And folks, to not sound redundant, you guys can go back into the WCBS archives and listen to us talk about the film as it was about to be released till now. If anything, World Class Bullshitters is the perfect. It's not even a time capsule. If you need a cultural timeline,
commentary for this movie.
Yeah, and did I make it through that one? No,
you didn't even make it into that movie. I think you were out like after the movie shortly began, and then Nick crashed about
in the middle of the movie or something.
And then Dion and I were the only two that carried it to the finish line.
That's the best one because
Hillary was watching with us too.
Is it the one where
even Hillary found it fucking annoying? She's like, I hate this.
Yeah, because she was like, "What is this?" Because I think wasn't that when we watched that and
Force Awakens.
Yep, that was rough.
Isn't it great we don't ever have to watch that for the channel ever again?
Yeah, we got that one out of the way like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I wish it never existed, but hey, thanks for all the clicks, Paul Feig.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm with you, Jeff. It was doomed from the start. As soon as they did it and announced it, and the lack of, and like they could have put that money into making a proper part 3, but that never happened, and that was unfortunate. They just wanted to, make something. I think that was quick and easy that had Ghostbusters in it or Ghostbusters-esque, and this is what we got.
Well, at least Afterlife fixed some stuff.
And I said it when we were saying it when the trailer first dropped, right? It was Fall Out Boy redid. They did a song. Was it Not Afraid or whatever the fuck that song was? And the whole terrible thing, like you perfectly said, was a cash grab, right? It was the epitome of the gender swap con, which and I specifically say a con because that movie was engineered, so the whole and which is funny to me that she brings up that they had some thriller thing planned. That's you admitting that the whole process was a gimmick. And like you said, it does suck about how the internet, of course, trolls are trolls, right? And that fucking sucks, and she didn't deserve that. But it makes me laugh my black ass off that everyone is doubled down. So Paul Feig doubled down on Twitter, getting mad. Now she's writing her book and how her experience was so bad, but it makes it so funny that they're accidentally admitting how much of a sham that movie. Like we knew it was going to be big, and we needed more money, and we were going to do a thriller themed video that would have made it even better. First of all, I have never in the history of being alive on this planet seen a promotional music video be the reason why the fucking movie is a huge hit. That's hilarious. So them admitting that was a gimmick that they were going to run is further proof that the movie sucks. Then you have the whole thing with how she got paid, 1% of what Melissa McCarthy got paid. Again, Melissa McCarthy was making movie after movie after movie. Multiple of those movies weren't fucking good. She was going through her, flavor of the month phase, which everyone fucking knows, especially when it comes to the reboots of franchises. They do that. They put whoever is hot in it to quickly pull the wool over the fucking audience's eyes when the movie isn't fucking good. And then, of course, we needed more money. What the fuck does that even mean? Not to mention the countless stories of movie productions that, and especially sequels that have smaller budgets. But what specifically about not having enough money is the reason why it failed, Leslie? Are you saying that you needed more money to market the movie, which we know one would be either you don't know what you're talking about, like Jeff said, or you're lying because the movie was everywhere. Fall Out Boy made a goddamn song for it. So it can't be the marketing part, right? So are you saying that it needed more money in the production? Okay, well, one, it was Sony, who is known not to skimp on certain things, especially on blockbuster films, which is what they wanted Ghostbusters to fucking be. So you know that that's not true coming from Sony. Are you saying that some of the effects were bad? Because everyone, including her, defended how the movie looked and how much CGI was made because it was a modern retelling of the thing. So if it's a modern retelling thing, why wouldn't you say that then? You waited until 7 years later. Okay, so maybe it's not the production. So what else? Are you saying that you needed more money to make the movie be better? Are you saying that the actresses specifically starring should have had more money, which is you admitting that you guys half-assed it? So if you're saying that if you got paid more money, which again, I'm not saying that's what she's saying, I'm trying to follow out what she means by it. So if it's not the other things that you're saying that if you got paid more, it would have been better. So you were half-assing it. If you got paid 99% more, you would have tried harder. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that your co-stars didn't try hard? Are you admitting that maybe a lot of the ways that you guys portrayed your characters was the same way that you do shit in other movies? Is that what you're saying? I love that she's tattling on herself because there's no way in hell that someone seriously goes, if we had more money, the movie would have been better. That is fucking hilarious. It was a summer blockbuster. How much more money did you need? It's just I understand wanting to be mad at the fucking internet, and this is why Samuel Jackson and Brie look so fucking stupid. You wrote a book admitting that you either half-assed it or you're just doubling down and coming up with off-the-wall bullshit, which makes the movie look even worse now because you were either half-assing it on purpose because you wanted more money, or you're trying to say that people half-assed the production of the movie, which is what people were saying in 2016. So it can't be the internet. It can't be the internet's fault when you're admitting that you guys were half-assing the goddamn movie. And you thought this was a good idea, Leslie? You thought this was a good idea? Because it doesn't sound like a good idea from where I'm sitting.
No, and the movie had a $144 million budget. It brought in $229 million worldwide. We know that the math is 2.5 times the budget just to break even, and it didn't do that. So, yeah, it was a flop. Is there anything else you guys want to say about this? It just goes to show you how out of touch these actors are.
Yep.
Say what?
Yep. Like imagine being a part of a production that loses $70 million and one of the stars says we needed more money. Like imagine that. Like that's if we needed more money. You guys lost $70 million. More money was not the problem. Even if she truly in her heart of hearts believes that the movie was that good, you lost $70 million. I am not going to be a part of something that's worth $70 million. You lost that. However it happened, even if we're going to say it's not your guys' fault, however it happened, they lost $70 million fucking dollars. There's no way in any other facet of Earth, if you lost that amount of money and you said, I needed more money to get this done the correct way, there's no way you don't get slapped in the face. That's hilarious. If I cost my job millions of dollars and then said, oh, it failed because you need to give me more money, I get fired on the fucking spot. They'd be like, get your black ass out of here, and we're going to find someone who doesn't say things that incredibly stupid. That's so fun. $70 million, Leslie, and you're saying that you needed more money? Why? So you could lose $140 million? That's why. That's not to your point. That's not even understanding how off the reservation she is. That's someone who is so ingrained in not admitting that mistakes were made that you're going to admit that you're incompetent in writing. That's so monumentally stupid.
I have a question for you.
That's so funny. What the fuck, Leslie?
Does your work regularly refer to your black ass instead of just calling you Dion?
Yeah, it's actually on my access control.
Yeah, his
that's his handle.
His name tag, his work is a little bit longer than normal because it's Dion my black ass green. You know.
Wait, you got an MBA? Is that why you got the job?
Yep. Listen, worst of the time, baby.
Yeah, man, I got an MBA, my black ass. Hire me. Pay me 50 grand more a year.
Oh my god. Jeez.
So, guys, while we're talking about inept stuff, and by the way, folks, keep hitting that thumbs up button to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content, and to let us know what you want us to cover more, send us an email to worldclassbs@mail.com, the best mail,
.com.
or follow us on Twitter and say, hey, guys, would you mention this? We definitely
.com.
pay attention to you guys. So, boys, I definitely want us to bring back a couple drinking streams for Schlocktoberfest. Well, at least to celebrate Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but do you think we should give the audience an opportunity, maybe create a poll or a voting system, that way they can vote on what they want to hear us talk about in 2023?
That's fine. We could do that, and they better vote for Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, no, that's happening no matter what. They get an extra
my God.
one.
That
Killer
movie
Clowns from
is-
Outer Space is for us.
Yeah, Christopher Titus's first film appearance in that movie.
What is that guy up to? I used to love Christopher Titus's TV show.
He does a comedy special every year or two. So I think he put one out recently. I think his stuff's pretty good. I enjoy it.
Yep. And he was arguing with people on Twitter, man. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now, guys, to give us a little breathing room before we jump into our next topic, last week we played our box office guessing game. Do you remember what the film was? Because I have the notes, but I forgot to write down the film.
It was Jesse Outlaw Jesse Black, right?
Oh yeah, the Outlaw
Oh my
Jesse
God.
Black. Thank you.
God.
It was.
By the way, I did go see that this last weekend.
How was it?
Hillary Clinton saw it Sunday.
Oh, man, I liked it. It was good. I read why it didn't come out. Why it took so long for him to come out, for him to let it come out. It was because of COVID that he didn't. He wanted to be in theaters and have the theatrical experience, and that's why he wanted to shelve it until theaters were safe again, basically.
Damn. I mean, gotta respect it. I liked it a lot too. Hillary fucking loved it. I was a tad disappointed. I thought it was gonna be closer to Black Dynamite, but it was it still had funny moments, but it was a little bit more serious than I thought it was gonna be. So it was interesting.
It was because I was with you. I was expecting a little more Black Dynamite and it being constantly funny and constantly being jokes, but I guess they wanted a little bit more heart in it and a little bit more meaning than Black Dynamite. I guess they wanted to differentiate it from Black Dynamite, so it was still good. It was still a fun movie to go watch. I'm glad I gave it my money for sure.
For sure. Yep.
Now, speaking of money, let's talk about this and let's play next week's game. So we all guessed, and Nick, you weren't here, so they guessed for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dion guessed the film would open to 35 million. Kendo guessed the film would open to 25 million. Etep guessed 30 million, and I guessed 15 million, and Nick guessed $1.
Thanks, guys.
Guess what, Nick? You won.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Price is Right rules, dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the Outlaw Johnny Black, while it looks good and I want to watch it, it only made a whopping $178,000.
Ah, boo.
So,
Nick
for
wins.
comparison, it's only slightly more successful than Stealing Solo, and Stealing Solo didn't really have a budget that it needed. It was just, me.
Yeah.
So, I hope this movie makes more, because Michael Jai White is a good actor. I enjoy his work quite a bit, and it kind of sucks that it just did not resonate with audiences.
Well, I mean, I think it's gonna take a while, and I know he has his own studio in Connecticut. He's out. He's not in Hollywood. He's not in Georgia. He's in Connecticut with his own studio. So that's where he's built his place. So he's trying to do his own thing, man. It's not easy. So any support is welcome for sure.
Now, this week's film is one that we're all kind of interested in. I know we've all seen the other films in this franchise, but this weekend is The Expendables 4, or Expend4bles, as the way it's written. And this one stars Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and some other people that I don't recognize. And Andy Garcia as well. And Megan Fox is in this fucking movie?
Yeah.
Jason Statham's wife, and then she replaced Charisma Carpenter.
Anyway, let's guess. What do you think it's going to make, Dion?
Opening, I'm gonna say. You know what? I'll say it'll do a nice. I'll say. Yeah, I know what. I'll say 40 mil. I'll say it'll open to 40.
40 million. Nick.
45.
Kendo.
$1.
$1. I'm going to go with $16 million. I don't think this movie can flop, but it's weird how for some films, the box office is clearly alive and well and thriving. And other movies, people just don't give a shit about. And as much as I loved the first Expendables and enjoyed the other two, I think the Expendables train has sailed. So I don't think this movie's going to be a hit.
Yeah, I mean, but also I think it's a blatant action movie, and people are going to go watch it because of that. Like, they know what they're getting with it, and I think they're going to go check it out because, you know, it's something to watch on the weekend. They're going to go they're going to go to the dine-in theater, have some drinks, have some snacks, and just, kind of turn off their brain and enjoy, like, just the blatant action, kind of like John Wick or, an Equalizer movie or something like that. So,
I should have listened to Dirk McGurkelstein and went $2.
That would have been the smart play.
Oops. Well, next week I'll be that guy. So, yes, Outlaw Johnny Black. And now the way the rankings stand is we're still tied. Nobody has had a runaway hit. Nick got last week's point. The week before that, who did we have? I believe I won the Nun. Wait, no.
I won that one.
Kendo won that one. I won the week before, and Dion won the week before that. So,
All right.
we are all tied up. WCBS, it's a wash. Well, we'll play till the end of the year, and the winner of that gets a Jersey Mike's gift card and a free car wash from Mike's.
Ooh, I like Jersey Mike's.
I do too. I live close to one. I walk there every once in a while and get an Italian sub. But I also add bacon because bacon makes everything better.
it does. It does.
I don't trust people if they don't eat bacon. It's nothing to do with their religion. If people are just like, I don't eat bacon, I'm just like, I don't eat at your house. So,
Right. Well, like, do you not like nice things?
the delicious, smoky breakfast smell that makes every day better. Like, have you ever had a bad day when you wake up to the smell of bacon? Because I haven't.
Nope. Not a single goddamn
Not that
time.
I can think of.
Well, folks, if you've ever had a bad day waking up to bacon, let me know in the chat. But if you love bacon, press 1 right now. Joseph Bienowicz in the chat says, bacon is a gift from God.
Damn right.
So we're going to have a fun night hanging out with the audience, folks. Now, speaking of hanging out, if you're in the Midwest, you should come down to the Cincinnati Comic Expo. I will be there tomorrow. I will be there Saturday and Sunday. We'll have the WCBS banner. We'll be selling Stealing Solo. I might do some convention sketches. I picked up a couple sheets of paper. I got some new pencils and markers. So maybe. Every time I work at con, we have a lot of fun. We have good success. And this one will be the first comic expo I've ever worked as WCBS guys, so it'll be a lot of fun because we have a lot of crossover in that community. So follow us on Twitter, folks, for all of that fun this weekend. You'll probably see pictures. We'll do some interviews. I'll hang out. I'll get one of my friends to film it. I'll talk to some cosplayers this weekend. It'll be part of our convention series, folks. We had some interesting stuff at Horror Hound where Dion talked to a giant anthropomorphic rat.
Good time.
Oh my god.
We should do a segment called Dion and the White Women, and it'll just be
Dion and the white.
talking to white women.
Oh my
mean,
god. Let's
It comes as a second nature to me, and obviously, they tend to like me a lot.
Buddy, I'm in the same boat. I
don't want
understand your situation.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds fun, but I don't want Dion to, not have a home to live in at some point or something.
Oh, he will be monitored at all times. Don't worry.
Right, exactly. No, yeah. I mean, obviously, we got to take precautions.
Yeah.
You're my friend, after all. You think I want to let you make that mistake?
Good
Who
man.
do you think
good
I
man.
am? Curtis Lindenfield? Fuck no.
Oh my god.
Good old Curtis Lindenfield. Folks, if you want to learn more about Curtis Lindenfield, go back to our archives. Or don't. It's up to you.
Jeez.
All right, so, guys, let's talk about some of the stuff that's in the title tonight. So let me pull up a picture of probably one of the biggest news stories this week. I have been receiving emails, and this is not an exaggeration, every couple hours talking about this guy, the actor Russell Brand. Now, you all know Russell Brand is the Australian from films like Master and Commander. He played Superman's dad. That's Russell Crowe, I'm wrong. Russell Brand is a British comedian who's pretty funny. I liked his Aldous Snow and his 2 films that he played, and overall he was okay. I never really loved Russell Brand, but I never disliked Russell Brand's brand of comedy. But right now, Russell Brand is in the news for a lot of stuff. So, I first became aware of this when I received an email from whatever automated service I'm on, from the BBC saying that Russell Brand has been taken off of BBC because his content does not meet the standards. Then I saw that he's been demonetized on this platform because of allegations, and I talked to our lawyer yesterday about some of this stuff, and I kind of read the room about all of it to see what people think about it. So, we're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to talk about some of the dirty stuff. And I want to know what everyone out there thinks. So folks in the chat, we'll be paying extra close attention right now to hear what you have to say about Russell Brand. But before we talk about his allegations, let's ask, I want to know what everyone thinks. So Kendo, you've lived in the UK. Were you ever a Russell Brand fan?
No, I'm on record as saying I've hated Russell Brand. I didn't think he was funny. I thought he was a loud, obnoxious fucking twat.
Good usage of word right there, man.
Yeah. But, now we'll get into it when we start talking about the other things, because he's had a change of heart about some things, and I kind of like the fact that he's speaking out.
Kendo, thank you. Nick, what about you?
I mean, I saw him in a bunch of the Judd Apatow stuff, back in the day, and I was like, oh, he's okay. I watched Get Him to the Greek, and I thought that was, a fairly good movie. He was fine, but I mean, I've never really cared about him too much. And then he changed lanes and became. I thought when he changed lanes, he'd be trying to become a fucking guru or something, and like offer people spiritual guidance on YouTube. And then I saw some of his clips. I'm like, oh, he's not doing that. He's trying to be like, he's trying to tell people the way it is. And then seeing his clip on, I think it was Bill Maher, and I was like, oh, okay, this is who he is now. Okay, gotcha. But again, these are allegations. We know nothing definitively right now.
Exactly. Dion, what about you?
I thought he was okay. He was one of the few things I liked about Get Him to the Greek. Him and Puff Daddy were pretty funny in that. I liked him a lot in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. If anything, Russell Brand was very clearly a self-aware caricature for a very long time. I started liking him a little bit more when he was very open about the shit that he was going through, especially when he was kind of near the top of Mount Olympus in terms of fame. So I was kind of like, okay, he's at least sharing stuff. And then he started to do the online grift thing, which is whatever. You do what you gotta do. So I never disliked Russell Brand. He was just kind of an eccentric English dude who said wild shit every once in a while, and then apparently was the editor of a tabloid for a little bit, which I thought was fucking hilarious. And then he fucked that up and was talking about it. So I was like, hey, maybe he's not that bad. So I never had anything against him, but damn, that Alfie movie was really fucking bad. I felt bad for him after that shit.
I forgot that even happened, to be completely honest, because I saw the original one, and then wait, he didn't do Alfie. He did the Dudley Moore movie, the drinking one.
Oh yeah, not Alfie. I know what you're talking about. Shit,
Arthur.
Thank you, Arthur, not Alfie. Thank you, my mistake. Yeah, Arthur. Because I wanted that one to be good. I remember I actually watched it, and I was like, damn, Russ. Damn.
Arthur, the original Arthur was always a hard movie for me to watch because Dudley Moore was really sick when we were growing up, and he would be on TV. Yep. And so it would be like, I think he had some kind of neurological disorder, and I'm not here to make fun of anyone, but it was always like his interviews were difficult to watch because you're like, oh, I feel bad. Maybe this is kind of exploitative, that kind of stuff. And then you watch the movie where he plays a lovable drunk and he's slurring his lines and crazy and this and that, and you're just like, is this funny? I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about it. But Russell Brand's version of Arthur is like that perfect, not a good film, but it's the perfect vehicle when you're trying to like establish an actor. Let's dust off something old and we'll put a new twist on it, a new spin, if you will, and it never works.
Right.
You know, it's just another pointless remake, like Ghostbusters that we talked about a little earlier in the show. But the allegations against Russell Brand right now. So, because the internet is what it is, everyone digs up every little thing you say. You could have said something once in 1999. You could have said something once 10 years ago. It's going to pop up now, and that's how it works. So, there's all sorts of allegations about Russell Brand. People are looking very closely into his background and his history. And now you're seeing, after he's been essentially put on ice, new things keep popping up. Now, he's being investigated over allegations of sexual assault. Now, this information that we're using comes from the New York Post. Now, he's been accused of assaulting 4 women, including one who is, we're not going to just... No one's really afraid to say shit, but YouTube will demonetize you in a heartbeat if you bring up some of this stuff. So, he's been alleged of, doing these things. And now, as the allegations are being looked into, more and more stuff about his past is coming up. They're pulling interviews from 2013 where he's talking about, being a sex narcissist, things talking about how, I guess he made a joke when he said he raped someone and then he killed them, so you'll never find out about it. And just random shit like that. So everything's starting to come out. What were your guys' thoughts with some of these allegations? We'll start with you, Kendo. What did you think when this news started to break?
Well, I just like to put it out there that we live in a society where it should be innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent, or proven guilty in a court of public opinion, or it's not about the facts that matter, it's the seriousness of the charge. With that said, it just seemed like all of a sudden there was all these allegations just came flying out of nowhere in a way that seemed kind of coordinated, which is weird. It'd be one thing if somebody came out and said, oh, this is what happened. And then it would eventually build up, but it was like out of nowhere, all of a sudden it's just like, boom, we've got all this right here. And it just seems kind of weird that somebody would supposedly be sitting on that much evidence and then wait until they could dump everything at the entire, all at once on somebody. But I want to wait to see more facts come out before I make judgment, because I think that's the way things should be.
Dion, what about you?
Just to be very fucking clear here, it is 100%. I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. Always wait until things come out, right? Always wait, because these issues are very serious. That being said, the one thing I will say is, especially when it comes to situations specifically like this, what we have learned, especially when people are coming out and reporting these things, is it's not the early 2000s anymore, where the first reaction is, oh, well, they want money. The internet, the advent of the internet, how the media jumps on these things, on folks who come forward, and even people who are fabricating these things. It is not simply someone coming out and saying something and then they expect money to go in their hands, right? And sometimes that does happen, which is one reason why we have to wait. That all being said, especially for victims that go through these things, a lot of it is, and again, please feel free to listen to people who know a hell of a lot more about it than I do. When one person comes out, a lot of times victims are all encouraged to do the same, especially when it's someone who takes advantage of a power dynamic. That all being said, the whole thing, again, still saying we have to wait. That dude admitted to one time how he got drunk and he jacked off a homeless dude because he could. Now, whether he was joking or not, we wait. But especially when in this day and age, not only should we wait, when people tell you stuff, sometimes you have to believe them. And people being judged for the things they said is also a real thing. So while we all say things about innocent until proven guilty, you can't pick and choose what you think someone said back in the past. Well, they were just joking. Blah, 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 blah. They were just trying to be a shock. I understand it. But again, I'll just say when more information comes out, depending on how this, if he's ever charged with a crime, hey, people tend to talk a lot when they think they got away with shit. And Russell Brand likes to fucking talk.
Nick, what about your opinion?
I'm with Kendo. Innocent until proven guilty. I mean, we know nothing. These are allegations, and it's always good to wait on this stuff because we don't know what's happening. We're just, this hit recently. There's a lot of clickbait headlines, things like that, saying a lot of stuff. We know nothing. We know the evidence that's presented to us, from several sources, but we don't know the details and everything else behind it. We don't know any of that stuff. So it's always, I'm with you guys. Like, just let's us wait and see what happens, and see how it pans out. Because that's usually the best bet.
Now, the lawyer I talked to yesterday, we had about a 30-minute conversation about that, and he brought up the point that one of the accusers then moved in with Russell Brand, and he was confused as to a lot of this. So he was, more on the side of, we got to wait to find out what this is about, find out more. But all of these, it's like everybody is guilty in the court of public opinion thanks to social media. Social media has given a lot of people a voice, but it's also given them a voice to do messed up shit. I don't think social media brings as much good as it brings bad. Of course, you can dig up examples on both sides of any argument. But overall, social media creates a groupthink mob mentality that tends to cause more problems than it solves. And it just keeps getting worse. Now, you can have your own opinions on Russell Brand or any actor or any situation, but really take a look at what social media brings to the table. Of course, it gives you access to other people, a diverse group of opinions, all sorts of things that we didn't have in the past. But it does create groupthink on the next level. Like, it's funny how I'll complain how entertainment has become tailored to the individual, therefore removing the group dynamic and experience. But social media has taken away the individual thought process and replaced it with the group think dynamic. And I don't like that, because I don't care what you vote for, what you believe in, who you sleep with, whatever. Have your own opinions. Anybody that regurgitates the general consensus of the internet really goes down a peg in my book. Now, I'll still respect you, I'll still have a conversation with you, and it doesn't mean you can't feel the way other people feel. But you can tell, and I know you guys know this too, you can tell when somebody thinks for themselves, and you can tell when someone actually just, I saw it on Twitter, I saw it in the New York Times or the New York Post or, the Washington Post. It's like, I get it, you vote one way. Don't make your voting history your fucking personality. It's like the same people that are, whatever they want to bang or do, it's like, that's their whole personality. You're more than that. Be more than that. And so, I guess that's my roundabout way of saying we really live in an interesting, and by interesting I mean fucked up society right now. I have no allegiance to Russell Brand. I have no allegiance to any famous person. I mean, I guess the only celebrity I get excited to talk about is, like, I don't know, Harrison Ford when we kidnapped him and put him in our basement. StealingSolo.com. But in all actuality, this is such... I don't want to call it a fascinating turn of events, because this is just another thing happening. There are so many situations where you'll have somebody else blame somebody, and they'll go on to bring people down or things like that. And so I'm interested to see where it goes, because it seems like Russell Brand had I guess changed. He had a show, people liked his show, he's on here, he's on Rumble, he's across the board, and I guess he's changed. Doesn't he even say to people, like, don't do what I did, or I was this, I was that? Like, he's admitted to his faults in the past too. Isn't that the stuff he also says? So I mean, I'm not saying that put it like this, if he did the things he did and the truth comes out and he's prosecuted and all that stuff, we always follow the court of law and all that stuff, innocent until proven guilty. But that being said, if he's, he seems to have been, changed his tune, preaching a good message, trying to do more, or at least just be, I don't know, a level-headed dude about certain topics. So I guess how I'm saying it is this. We'll find out. What comes out will come out. We're not here to place blame. We're also not like people that are going to make the decisions for society. We're just a pop culture podcast. We are the epitome of pop culture. But we're just here to talk about these things and really, be a part of the conversation and hear what you guys have to say. So it's interesting to have another one of these happen. Let's lighten the mood for a minute. What's a celebrity, or who is a celebrity you think is legit and will have no demons? Is there one out there?
Keanu Reeves?
Nope.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Keanu. He's one of the.
You want them to be, but
better
that
people.
goes back to your social media posts, right? Like the expectation that people have, especially when it's someone that people agree with. That's the other thing. You know, I'm at the point where it's like, you know, until concrete evidence of anything comes out, you know, I'm just gonna give people the benefit of the doubt until they do or say some fucked up stuff, right? You know, and I wouldn't, at this point in the game, I would never say that, yeah, so-and-so has probably never done anything. I will always say, hey, God, I hope nothing comes out, you know, because you just don't know. And again, you know, especially, you know, your point about social media goes even deeper, right? Like, especially with what we know about people like, you know, fucking Epstein and people who have money and, you know, people who specifically create a persona for human consumption. And that's not on the surface level, like, hey man, like somebody's on Facebook, like people do that, you know, and you just gotta hope that the people you like that are famous aren't fucking wild people behind the curtain, man. So yeah, at this point I would never say, yeah, so-and-so's never done anything, because everything from actors, comedians to athletes, you know, that shit is all over the globe. And make no mistake about it, you know, being rich and famous, you can be either really, really good or really, really bad. So I yeah, that rule of thumb is give them the benefit of the doubt until they fuck up, homie.
No, that's true. And I think was it Kendo or you who mentioned a power dynamic?
That was Dion.
Me, yeah.
That was Dean. Okay, yeah. No, whenever there's, you know, whenever somebody takes corrupts a power dynamic and, you know, uses it for their own benefit, there's always a problem. Like you said, we've seen it from politicians to religious leaders to celebrities to, you know, anybody who has that kind of thing going on. If they want to, they will.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yep. Because it's very hard for people to not do something when they think they're going to get away with it.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
very hard for someone to not accuse someone of something when they think they're gonna get away with it. So you just, you know, human beings are fucking weird, man, and you just gotta wait until, you know, that's why every single incident should be taken, you know, with, you know, fucking Denzel said in Training Day, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You know, so, you know, and that's, you know, that's a great movie line, but especially when it comes to something like that, you know, people do that and people accuse people of that. And both, the consequences of both are fucking crazy huge. So it's like, you know, all I will say is, hey, I got a list of famous people I really, really like. And God, I hope some shit don't come out, because rich motherfuckers be crazy.
That's very true.
There's one thing about it that's kind of got my red flag meter going up, and that's where, like, the UK government was trying to get Rumble to deplatform him. And I'm just like, that's not really their place to get involved in a situation like this.
But also, we're talking about the UK government.
That's true. You can get arrested over there for things put on Twitter.
Listen,
Yeah,
well, not only that, but how many people who do certain illegal shit has the UK government protected?
That's also true.
You know, the thing that people love to bring up nowadays is, what's his name? The dude that had the fucking kids show.
Jimmy Savile.
Right. And that dude did charities and shit. So, you know, don't get me wrong. You know, you're not wrong, but, you know, from a tactical point of view, like, you just gotta wait. You gotta wait, because especially when it comes to this shit, you know, if on either side, if someone is lying about something, are they gonna fucking admit it? No, they're not gonna fucking admit it. And that's on both sides of it, you know. So you just gotta be fucking careful, you know, and especially with the internet, you know, on both sides. People went, you know, I just watched the fucking documentary on the Depp Heard thing, you know, and it's, you know, you have, and it's not just the alleged crimes, right? It's the people who take advantage of the mayhem, you know, during the, you know, and we would even talk about it during the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. You had fucking bot accounts arguing with other bot accounts just to get interactions, right? So obviously it's if a rich dude is going around using his fame to assault people, that's bad enough. But just you brought up social media, dude, and I honestly believe you hit the nail on the head. You know, that's the other reason why you have to be careful. Not just to be on the right side. You know, people want to be right all the goddamn time, but you have people who are trying to engineer your reaction based on something that may have been criminal that happened. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. The human machine, yeah, the fucking human machine people, man. Like, that shit is wild, and that's why you gotta, you know, everyone has to fucking take a deep breath back. You know, don't form an opinion simply because someone you agree with or disagree with is involved, because it is now in the 2021st century, baby. It's the fucking Wild West out here. So, you know, that shit is crazy, and I expect nothing less with this one. You know, no matter how you feel about it, you know, but you know, it's tough not to get caught up in it, man. And this is gonna be fucking wild, especially, you know, again, no matter what you say about what he says and who's trying to deplatform him and all this shit, you know, it's gonna be truly fucking wild. And you know, it's the surface level people are gonna do their thing. They're gonna defend, they're gonna attack, they're gonna say wild shit. But just remember, when you see it online, it might not be a motherfucking person typing that shit out.
Well said. Have you also noticed too, like, back in the 90s, celeb gossip was a much bigger, more lucrative thing, and it went away, but now it's back. Like, after the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff, and we have this, I feel like celebrity, I mean, it never goes away because people are going to look
come
up.
Back. You forgot about it because it became ingrained in the culture.
I just think these famous people are full of shit. They care about me as much as I care about them. So
yeah, right. Well, you know, you gotta remember, fucking TMZ makes hundreds of $1 million a year. You know, that was the beginning of that shit. You know, Perez Hilton, that motherfucker, you know, he's getting punched by famous people's managers and shit. But that dude made a shit ton of money off of selling his website. Like, I don't think it's that it went away. You know, it became part of entertainment. It became a legitimate part of entertainment. You know, and you see how it affected fucking people. You know, that whole Britney thing was so fucking wild. Her fucking dad got a conservationship over her, and part of it was because in the media, and she was going fucking wild. But that shit got amped up to 1,000 so quickly. That motherfucker had a conservationship over her that she just got out of, and that shit started in 2007. So it didn't disappear. You know, people just became okay with it, and every once in a while we get a reminder of, like, you know, celebrity gossip, the shit that they do. You know, it's a weird part of our culture right now, man. Like, that shit is ingrained in how we consume information now, and that's why it disappeared. It's like how your brain makes your nose disappear. You know, that people became okay with that shit, and shit like this pops back up, and then we like, holy shit, here we go again.
Well, it never disappeared, it never went away. It's just that you have to understand you know, when it happened in the 90s, it was there with the fucking chocolate bars on the tabloids you get before you check out the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I heard about celebrity stuff mainly, or, you know, at the 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock news at night. That's how you learned about it. It was a little snippet in the local news, or, you know, if you watched ABC or CNN or whatever, it was there. The thing is now, with all of us having multiple social media accounts, you get it to you in seconds.
Yep.
It becomes a Twitter hashtag immediately, you know, a top tier trending hashtag immediately. You can click through it and look at all the stuff, like, you know, in 3 minutes and know everything very quickly. The thing is access and the way information's, you know, portrayed, and, you know, and the way it travels now. When we were kids, and, you know, back in the 90s, the world was a big place. You know, it was fine. Now the world's a tiny place. You can communicate with everybody all over the world very quickly. You know, multiple languages too. Like, it's just the way it is. And that's the thing, is like the reason celebrity gossip now is, I think, clickbait, is because you can get a lot of clicks for a lot of your stuff out very quickly. And if you and if you don't, if you're one of these, if you're a journalist who, you know, wants more integrity than money, you have to wait and get the full story, but then you won't get paid. But if you're one of the ones who does it quickly, you'll get paid, but then you have to, you know, do a retraction or say you're sorry because whatever you said in the first, you know, article where you read only the headline from somebody else is wrong. So you have to deal with that too. So it's like, you know, it's wild now.
Mm-hmm. And everybody wants to say the hot thing about it. You know, that's the other side of it, man. Like, you know, and then regular people get brought into it. You know, where, you know, fucking the damn, it was the lady, the makeup artist with between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You know, the makeup artist has to fucking be involved in this case because, you know, she was putting bruises on. You know, like people who have regular ass jobs get drugged in this shit. You know, and I mean, it's fucking wild. You know, and even, you know, and that's to say, you know, what if the internet's right? You know, what if you have someone, and we've seen other examples of it, but someone says something and it fucking takes the world by storm, and that person's career is fucked up. Like that's, you know, that's real. That's a real fucking thing that happened. You know, the shit that happened with Ezekiel Elliott right when he got out of fucking college. And his girlfriend, you know, obviously part of it was just one person making the allegation as opposed to multiple, you know, but, you know, everyone was like, whoa, what the fuck? You know, and luckily her fucking friend said, yeah, we had a conversation on the phone and we texted about it where she said she's going to accuse him of this since he broke up with her before he went to the draft. You know, like that was fucking crazy. And luckily, you know, it came out, the cycle kind of moved forward. Everybody kind of, you know, obviously there was nothing to forgive, but Zeke luckily went in to be able to get a lot of other shit going in the NFL. But that was a super fucking close call that swept the goddamn country, and then it was gone. Like, that's a real thing, all because his girlfriend was mad at him that he broke up with her before the draft. That's fucking wild.
Do you guys think there's a double standard that the internet doesn't like to acknowledge?
Yes.
I think there was one, but now the pendulum's so far in the other direction, you know, they don't want to talk about, like, now it's a real thing. Like, I think, you know, knowing that, you can't say, like, you know, it is, even if you were dumb enough to accuse them, like, it is a risky venture because motherfuckers will find your address. You know.
Oh, to dox you? Yeah, they will.
But people will go out there and find people's fucking addresses because they're so mad about people speaking up. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know,
you're not wrong. We got a new stalker, by the way.
Hey,
are you being serious? Are you?
I'm not surprised. Every time we hang out, I'm like, these three good-looking assholes. You know what I'm saying?
Nick, I'm not joking. We do.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you're not joking. Okay, I thought you were. I was like, oh, okay.
No, this isn't a bit. We do have a new weird stalker. Like, I get all these emails and shit all the time from this weirdo. I'm just like, thanks for watching.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. I mean, okay. I mean, think about Aziz Ansari. How that went down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, that man lost everything for a minute, and then once it came out that the allegations are wrong, Netflix was like, oh yeah, finish your show, and he's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, dude.
I'm done.
That shit's crazy. That's fucking crazy. You know, and it's like I think the thing people don't want to admit is that there's no middle anymore. You know,
no, there isn't. It's just
I think
either or. Like, you have to be, it's like, motherfucker, I hope you don't roll snake eyes, because whatever the truth is, it's like, it's all or nothing. It is all or fucking nothing. I mean, that's the thing I think both sides don't want to admit is like, yeah, we get it. Like, you know, motherfuckers lie, you know, but fuck, like, it is a different fucking ball game. Like, it's not the early 2000s anymore. You know, it's like, hey, whoever said something, if it comes out that you're lying, your life is fucking over.
that's
Your life
true.
is fucking over.
But I think, I mean, I think the thing now is just kind of like be in the middle and wait for, wait for it to kind of like see what happens, coalesce or whatever.
But Nick, there's no money in that. People want you to jump on the
I
hype train
listen.
right away.
I'm with you. There's no money in it. There really isn't. But, the smart thing to do is just see what happens.
Yes. Because even if you are the one that gets out the story, you get fucking sued. Like, Gawker ain't here anymore, bitch. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing for the internet. That's a good thing for the internet, But that
bro, they just wanted some lo mein.
Huh? Yeah, bro. Yeah, so it's like, motherfucker. I think it's just everybody likes to gamble too much on this shit.
Hey, when I come up to visit, can we go to Rice Kitchen and get some lo mein?
We'll DoorDash it. I wouldn't go to Rice Kitchen.
No. What's gonna happen?
DoorDash.
No, Jeff. What's gonna happen is Dion and Hillary are gonna be on the couch, and Dion's they're gonna start drinking and trying to loosen you up, and then they're gonna order lo mein. It's gonna get delivered by DoorDash. And he's gonna be like, "Hey Jeff, we wanna watch you eat this lo mein. It's like, is that gonna be okay? Is that all right? Is that cool, man?" That's how it's gonna go down.
Buffalo Jeff's gonna come out and eat that lo mein, Dion.
No.
Soy sauce. Dion Green.
I'm grown. You can't make me. Give me my jacket back. Call my mama, have her come and pick me up.
Do you think in the future they're gonna be?
Oh my god.
There's going to be like allegations against us, like you psychologically tortured your friend. We're canceling you,
dude. It could be like that's what's crazy.
I wouldn't put it past anybody. In all honesty, I really wouldn't.
Yeah, like if you just snip it, say someone gets the fucking timing just right, and it just, or that they never play my response joking back, right? Like it could happen, man. Like I would not be fucking surprised, especially if we were to get super, super, super popular. Where we're like, that's the risk a brother's willing to take, you dig? I'm trying to get that Joe Rogan money. But, say we get there, man, and someone is pissed off at us for whatever the fuck reason, right? Say it's somebody that, like, we bought a couple drinks and then we left. And they became goddamn Syndrome from The Incredibles about the shit. That happens, man. That fucking happens. That shit is crazy. Man, motherfuckers are crazy. Because, again, like you said, you just never fucking know, man. Someone can just be a big fan and they're like, I want them to myself. I'm gonna make fucking Jeff look like he's fucking torturing Dion for fucking 20 years. And someone's like, oh my god.
They'll go through every episode when you did the Buffalo Jeff voice and cut it together. Kind of like they did with Joe Rogan and him saying the N-word.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, they did that with him, and I'm just like, really? This doesn't make any sense.
Right.
According to the chat, we psychologically scarred Harrison Ford, Rob Zombie, and gave Kevin Smith a heart attack.
Shit.
We need one more. We need one more.
Hey,
one more.
Came back, so obviously it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, who's our next celebrity that we're going to cause irreparable harm to? Like
Zack Snyder. That's not even a fucking question.
There you go.
There you go.
One. If I get one, like if every person's like, yo, depending on your emotional state at the time and how much it affected you when it happened, what is one famous person that you would say, hypothetically speaking, I'm not endorsing it, you want to fucking punch him in the liver? Zack Snyder. Zack fucking Snyder. It's not even a fucking question. I don't care what any of you motherfuckers say. It won't happen until I confront that motherfucker face to face. I will say that name every time that question is fucking asked. So in the future, chat, I love y'all, but when you say, hey, who's the one person that probably... Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. I'd elbow that dude in the nose.
Folks, go to shopwcbs.com because we have a Zack Snyder shirt. Zack Snyder is BS. You can get that. Our website is powered by Spring, so you order that. It gets printed and shipped directly to you. And folks, we saw RoboCoke Lines of Justice at Horror Hound, so it made us feel really good. So when you meet us, wear one of the t-shirts. And stop by for the table, or at the table, get a photo. Yeah, I'm curious about the celebrity too. As long as it's not a celebrity we like Paul Rudd, or if he was still with us, Richard Donner. I'd feel terrible if we like caused those guys issues, because they bring the world great art.
They do. They do.
So, is there anything
Some of
else you
y'all
guys want to
that
mention?
fuck it up now used to be awesome. So I'll give some of you assholes that, but still, fuck you.
So, anything else you want to say about Russell Brand before we move on?
Good luck, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We gonna find out one way or another.
Best of luck to you in this situation that's been thrust upon you.
Hey, and we'll see how much weird shit he keeps talking about.
Yeah, well,
Good
people are
luck.
going to be paying attention to his show. If he doesn't get completely platformed, his numbers are going to go up big time. Because there's always the flip side of the coin where you have people out there, and it's their prerogative to act however they want, but it's the people out there that are like, I don't like when there's this groupthink and these people jump on the bandwagon and attack people. And so you get a whole new group of fans to support you after that. So it's always fascinating to see exactly how far that goes.
Yeah, that's true, and well, the unfortunate thing now is that if people start finding his YouTube channel now, I mean, he's not getting into that any of that money. He's just whatever, unless they find him on Rumble or something, and then maybe he's going to get more from that. But we'll see
Well, even then,
how that
the other
happens.
fact too, people need to remember YouTube is YouTube. So they it's always funny how that paradigm shifts on what the groupthink is on YouTube. YouTube cares about motherfucking money. So it'll be interesting too when things get drawn out. YouTube's gonna remonetize that motherfucker the first chance they get, because they love ad revenue, and that's the other side of it. Is like, hey, let's see how long this shit lasts, because YouTube cares about numbers too. Goddamn it, they ain't some altruistic being off in the ether. Those motherfuckers care about. They want motherfuckers watching.
Well, they're making it harder and harder for people to watch, and that's why other platforms are popping up and going public. So maybe don't worry about the politics of the content creators, as long as it doesn't violate the terms of service, and don't keep making them so iffy. Things will be fine.
Yeah, well,
yeah, dude. And they'll still come up with some crazy arbitrary rule after all of a sudden caring about people making money off of blah blah blah. Like, you don't treat creators well, YouTube.
No, we dealt with shit all the time. It's like you have these waves of momentum and then frozen. It's like, what is going on? It's the dumbest crap. These purges, and the thing is, they're so opaque. If they were more transparent with the creators, people could actually understand how to grow and not play a guessing game all the time. But they don't want people to be able to grow. They want to make them play the guessing game.
Yeah, because they don't want you to grow to a point where you make like a lot of the ad revenue. They want you to they want to keep you at a certain level so that they can get more from you. It's a dumb thing. I agree with you. If they were more transparent and like kept sending out emails, like being like, "Hey guys, do more of this. Don't do this. This, that, and the other. This is how it's going to work." They would get a great response, and everybody would kind of work with them. But like you said, the fact that they're opaque and vague doesn't help anybody.
No.
I mean, it helps somebody. It helps YouTube.
Well,
shit.
Look at that. Aren't they the exclusive home of Sunday Ticket this season? Isn't that what they really want, is to just be another fucking Netflix or mainstream media? It's like, oh, we don't want people watching cat videos anymore. We want NFL contracts, and we want the big advertisers, and we don't want people to make their shitty music or make their art videos. No, we want, big ad revenue dollars. It's like, people signed up for YouTube because it's something else. If we wanted this shit, we'd watch regular television, but people don't watch regular television anymore. People want to watch literally anything. I mean, I watched hydraulic press videos before I went to bed the other night.
Those are fun.
It made me want to buy a hydraulic press. I don't have one. I don't have access to one, but I wish I did. I'm a little jealous.
Listen. And YouTube loves that shit too, but it's like, you better say what we like at the time.
I mean,
like YouTube, like they're like, hey, you can have your hydraulic press shit, and we'll even let you make some money off that shit. But you ain't so and so over here breaking in billions of views a year. So say what we like that's topical right now, or we'll fucking fuck your stuff up. And it's like, whoa, that's fucking wild.
I'd love to be at one of these internal meetings. We'll fucking fuck your shit up. That's what they're going to start screaming at people.
Hey, man. Who knows how rich people be talking?
It's not even that they're
like,
rich
hey,
people.
Man,
it's just like,
what's that dude's fucking YouTube channel? It might be like, yo, fuck that guy. Let's just fucking don't define the rule and don't get more people to actually look at claim stuff. Oh, someone stole his shit. Fuck that guy. I would not be surprised if they talk like that. Yo, fuck that dude.
I mean, apparently when Musk took over Twitter, they found conversations like that, you know, in their meetings and stuff. So I mean, that's Twitter, and they got found out. I'm sure it happens with all these social media tech companies, all of them.
Now, while we're on the subject of like controversial shit, excuse me. Have you guys at least seen the trailers or anything about the Continental in the John Wick universe, the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen? Sorry, Kendo, what were you saying?
No, I was gonna say I've only watched or seen the trailer show up once anywhere, and yeah, as Dion said, there seems to be a lot of shit going on with that.
You know what the main thing I've seen people complaining about and giving it terrible reviews for?
What?
The fact that they cast Mel Gibson in the show.
Really?
I have seen more articles pop up about the Continental's great, but it's got Mel Gibson. It's time to get rid of Mel Gibson. It's like, look, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I mean, let's talk about this for a minute. Mel Gibson said some repugnant shit. Mel Gibson did some repugnant shit. I guess enough time has passed that he's been forgiven or he apologized or whatever he did. And so now Mel Gibson's making another comeback. The thing is, he never really went away. He's been making films either in front of the camera or behind the camera ever since all that shit went down. And I guess what I really want to say is, if a person does something stupid, says something stupid, they either apologize and enough time has passed and people move on. It's really frustrating, annoying, and kind of petty to constantly go back to that one thing. It's like, am I cool with what he said? No. But I still like Lethal Weapon. I still enjoy his older stuff. And I don't turn off just because... Look, there are a lot more... Put it like this. If these people are going to be cool with Alec Baldwin being involved with shit, after the shit he said to his daughter, or the shit he did, then what's the deal with Mel Gibson? It's like there's a double standard, and I think it's kind of hypocritical to keep going on about this shit and not, call everybody out.
It's fucking Hollywood, man. I mean, for instance, look at the Oscars when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Afterwards, he gave a speech and everybody stood up and clapped for him. Like, they have no brains, Jeff. They just, operate on fucking remote. It's terrible.
No, they don't.
Well, I think that one you have to give the full context. So he did get banned for a decade from the Oscars. So I think that particular one is a bad example, but that shit is fucking real. Like, they 100%, it's okay for some people and not for others. Like, Cardi B used to get motherfuckers drunk as shit and then rob them.
Yep.
And they're, and she's like, it's like cultural faux pas to bring up the other shit that she says. Like, Hollywood just like picks and chooses. Like, people were like, oh my god, like Alec Baldwin's fucking Trump impression's so funny. It's like, but he says fucked up stuff to people
and shot somebody
like shit. Like, that dude is an asshole. Like, people are okay with certain people doing shit in Hollywood, and it's fucking wild. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, there are motherfuckers that still want Roman Polanski to fucking come back. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's like, isn't it Meryl Streep that said that shit?
Yeah,
like, she applauds him.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, even what is it? The director for the X-Men movies, Bryan Singer, he was caught and had allegations multiple times throughout. I think three or four of those movies. And until like the last one hit, he got caught, I think, and had to do like he was, no longer working there or something like that. But like even those things took fucking forever to stick for the public to know about, and they kept still letting him make movies. So
yeah,
it's weird, man. It's weird. That's why I'm happy I'm an independent filmmaker. I don't play those games, man. I work with my friends. We make fun shit. That's it. We don't work in the system.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for us to make something. Should we bring in Mel Gibson for something?
I think he'd be down if we asked him. If we went through the proper channels, I'm sure he'd like at least give us a nice like no thank you. But he may consider it. Who knows?
good enough script, man, can get anybody involved.
That's true.
I think Mel Gibson would personally direct the Terminegro.
Listen, my man was in Machete. You know what I'm saying? I would have watched the sequel. You know what I'm saying? If Mel Gibson wants to direct me, I'm like, hey man, what you want me to do, Mel?
We gotta have Dion fight Michael Jai White at the end.
Dude.
Oh, dude,
That'd be
sign me
fun.
the fuck up.
That'd be fun, man. If I can at least get a fight scene with Michael Jai White, Jason Momoa, and just one, just give me one with what's left of Bruce Willis. I'll be like, then I'm cool. Then I'm fucking cool.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
So I see a lot of people in the chat saying, no favoritism. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Agreed.
No, great.
It's just it's shitty that the people that produce our entertainment only want to, lambast one half of the group and not the other. Like, look at I'm sure everybody's an asshole anyway. So it's not like we're here to say, oh, this person's a hero. God damn it. No, look, I'm sure there's all degrees of suckiness, but let's just be equal and fair in calling them out.
Yeah, man. Because when you're on the outs, they just decide that you're on the fucking outs.
Well, I mean,
like, how long are you supposed to hold the cactus?
I think in case of Mel Gibson, the dude not only like I said, he said what he said. We've already addressed that. I'm not going to keep regurgitating my point because who the fuck do I need to be held accountable for? But he has done decent stuff out there. Like Robert Downey Jr., everybody loves Iron Man. Everybody loves all the shit that Robert Downey Jr. does and the good stuff he does. But a couple years ago, no one was willing to take a chance on Robert Downey Jr., and it's this dude right here that put up the money to insure him to help him make the comeback. So I'm just saying, like, you got to remember, folks, there's a shades of gray to everything. And Robert Downey Jr., like you said, Dion, the best thing you ever said on this show, in my opinion, is Robert Downey Jr. used to be a punchline. And that's how he was seen for an entire decade. He did some messed up stuff, but nobody pulls that up because the dude has gone on to be a much better person and a great actor. He's always been a great actor, but he stayed clean. He made his comeback, and everybody loves him. If this person who gave him that benefit of the doubt to help him have that comeback is, doing the same shit, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. If he says something stupid, all right, well then you call him out on that in the future. But for now, I was gonna watch The Continental no matter what because I like John Wick. I loved all the John Wick movies.
Right.
This ain't me trying to be an edgelord. Oh, I gotta watch it because they're telling us, Mel Gibson's evil. No, fuck these people. If that's the main reason, and you blow past this show because Mel Gibson's in it, you are the asshole. And I think you should stop reviewing entertainment because you can't give an objective viewpoint. It's just, well, I got to put my personal politics first. And if you don't agree with my personal politics, don't read my articles. Well, guess what? Most people don't. That's why you fucking make little money and have 55 roommates and eat cat food like Charlie Kelly. Like, you're just a fucking... You don't bring anything to the conversation. The people that do rise above. We're world class. So, John Wick is dead, and I wish he wasn't, but, it is what it is.
Hey, Keanu said that he would do a 5.
Would you watch a 5, though?
Fuck yeah, I'd watch a 5. Is it pig's pussy pork or not, bro? Like, don't get me wrong. I hope that I'm cool with 4. Like, 4 of them, they're awesome. It's like a cultural thing in my household and shit. But like 4 was probably the best. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 was really fucking good. And if they do some shit like that, if it's good, no one cares as long as you're winning. If he said he's gonna do 5 and it's fucking good, you damn right I'm gonna watch that shit. They made a Warriors reference in the last one, bro.
That shit got me.
Yeah.
That shit was... I lost my shit in the theater. And Hillary didn't recognize it, but I was like, yo, the fucking Warriors, whatever. And like, we had just watched it, luckily, right before that. Like, you gonna tell me, you mean to look me in my motherfucking face on Beyonce's internet, and you gonna tell me you wouldn't watch a 5 after the last one made a goddamn Warriors reference? Like, some shit I'm cool with a sequel. You know what I mean? That shit was awesome.
Why does Beyonce on the internet, Dion?
I don't know, because she can sing and she can dance, and she's like the most famous person ever, or whatever, her and Taylor Swift now, or some shit. Like, I don't know why, but it's Beyonce's internet, and she might be a Terminator, but she's like owns the internet.
Not to go on a big tangent.
Chicks are fucking crazy. Like,
not to go on a super tangent, but I hate Taylor Swift and her music. It's just like, good for you,
I
lady.
see.
Do
I
your
don't
thing.
mind her. I'm just like, why is she so like? I don't mind
White women.
her.
It's look at she has the best crossover. Why is Taylor Swift successful?
Oh my
White
God.
women, white
Oh my
teenage
God.
girls, white middle-aged women, and white old ladies. They like this shit because
we
Taylor
always-
Swift has been around
we
for over
always-
a decade.
We always talk about this shit.
Am I wrong, Bill?
It's weird,
You're
man.
not. You're fucking not.
Like-
Taylor Swift is the musical equivalent of pumpkin spice lattes.
Extremely fair, right there comparison because on my timeline on Facebook, whenever Taylor Swift has done a concert in and around Missouri, it is always white women there. Always.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we ain't saying that there ain't some brothers and some sisters of the chocolate and Latino variety going out there loving some Taylor Swift. Even I fucks with some Taylor Swift. But
Oh,
my
come on!
God.
Don't embarrass yourself like this.
Listen, I'm a grown man. I can like what the fuck I like. You got anybody got a problem? Come and see me.
I am gonna come see you in about a month. I got a problem with you
Right,
liking Taylor
that's right,
Swift,
that's
homeboy.
right. You better stay in touch. Fuck you. But motherfuckers were mortgaging their houses to go see her concert. That's
It's like she's
and that's a bigger
a
problem
fucking
with
diva.
like fucking Ticketmaster needs some goddamn intervention. We need to like get that shit.
Yeah, listen, Taylor Swift is so popular with white people that Congress fucking had to talk about Ticketmaster. That's crazy. Like Ticketmaster might be doing illegal shit because of how popular Taylor Swift is. Because white people love her that much. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Just say white women. It's a women thing, man.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know
for
many
sure.
dudes that like
you know,
Taylor Swift.
white women, but like, man, like pop is pop for a fucking reason, man. Like that
Yeah,
shit is cool.
that's fucking true.
You know what
One
white
thing-
teenage girls like is fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently it's ubiquitous. Everybody loves the the shitty breakup song, regardless of who's singing it.
Dude, it's a formula. She writes some shitty breakup song bullshit and she makes $1 billion. That's wild.
The one thing I hate is people have been arguing. It's like, oh, she's more popular or as popular as Michael Jackson. I always tell them, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck her.
Listen, man, I'm just saying, listen, and I can only imagine what, the Wayne's World equivalent of what we do said about Michael Jackson, right? You had people, he'd be on stage and people would start crying. Fucking white girls do that for Taylor Swift. I'm not saying I agree with it, but motherfucker, I at least admit that it's worth a conversation. Because you have people fucking, what was the one crazy, the dude spent like 10 grand on tickets for his fucking daughters to go see Taylor Swift. Like, I'm not agreeing with that, but goddamn it, she might be Michael fucking. Her and Beyonce are like Michael Jackson. That's crazy.
Well, hold on though. There's a difference between Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Michael Jackson. I give Beyonce. If Michael Jackson is the top of the mountain, I'd say Beyonce is closer because, like I said a moment ago, and you said why is Taylor Swift popular? Or who is she popular with? Well-to-do white people, well-to-do white women. Michael Jackson was a crossover star, and while Taylor Swift has been a cultural icon for many decades, and I'm not acting like she's not successful or famous, it's not.
Right.
There's like, he's the king of pop, or was the king of pop. Taylor Swift is like very successful for this time period, but she's not Madonna. She's not other musicians that are like transcendent. Maybe time will tell, but we're in the middle of this all. I think for anyone to put a title like she's bigger than Michael Jackson, look, did her concert make more money because of inflation and people are spending $27,000 on a fucking ticket for standing room only? That's not comparable. When Michael Jackson tickets were $20, $30, $50, $200 was a crazy concert ticket back then. Not 12 grand, not a fucking... You could buy a minivan for what people pay for Taylor Swift tickets. And a lot of people show up in minivans to Taylor Swift concerts. So it's a fucking cyclical thing. But I don't get it. I'll never get it. It's not for me. And it would be the world's... If you ever want me to be tortured, universe, I'll end up with someone that likes Taylor Swift, and I'll be stuck listening to her music for an eternity. That is my time enough at last moment. Like in the Twilight Zone, the world ends. I find one pair of headphones and an MP3 player, and all that's on there is Taylor Swift. I would kill myself. But that's a topic for another day.
Bro, what's crazy is everything you said is 100% fucking right. And you know what's crazy is it fucking happened. She fucking transitioned to where old people fucking care about what happens to her. Michael Jackson, the thing you said is 100% true, because for people who are too old or too young, excuse me, like you young motherfuckers, like that's why like some of the shit we be saying is the way we say it, because we've seen this shit happen before. Like foreign governments had to mobilize their military because Michael Jackson went there.
Yes.
Right? That's transcending outside of your motherfucking audience, right? Taylor Swift announced the concert. We are talking about two, just on the base level of hilarity of the things that we can laugh at. Two old motherfuckers who have, deteriorating old people shit running for president. That same group of people fucking called Congress into session, motherfucker, about Ticketmaster. Like, that's transcendent. Old people who glitch out on live TV all got together and like, yo, is Ticketmaster doing something illegal? That's that moment, bro. That's that moment. She had it. Motherfucking Beyonce, and I still agree that Beyonce's closer because she's had crazy ass moments like that too, But that's the same thing. That's fucking that's white teenage girls care so much about Taylor Swift that fucking Congress got called into session.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when people, for sports fans, when people talk about baseball, like motherfucker, Congress got involved in this shit. Like when that's that transcendent moment. Like Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson because of what you said, and we witnessed that shit recently. And her whole thing is about writing breakup songs. She had that moment, bro. She's looking Michael Jackson in the motherfucking eyes.
I've had more Taylor Swift news on my feed in the last week and a half than I think I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And it's because of who she's dating now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kenda, who is she dating? Inquiring minds must know. Because I want to know what her next song's going to be about.
Dating the greatest tight end in the history of tight ending, Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And I was asked by somebody, like, I hope this doesn't mess things up for the Chiefs. To which my response was, Travis Kelce is such a fucking Chad that he's bigger than her when it comes to this stuff. So I think he'll be all right if they get broken up. Or he'll tame her. One of the two. Because he is that guy. He is a fucking Chad of the highest order. The dude had his own dating show and went through a slew of women. And yeah, but then he pretty much booted her to the curb and everything's fine.
Listen, Travis Kelce has fucking transcended into popular culture. Like that dude, as long as he don't fall in the same case as our boy Russell, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker's gonna be famous. But people care about her dating the tight end from the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. Like that's
people are also rooting
champion
Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, people
if she was dating the tight end from like, I don't know, the Browns, nobody would care. But it's just the very recent Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And she's not dating just any tight end. She's dating one of the greatest that's ever done the business.
I'm sure they've done.
People are counting on the days for them to break up so that she can release another fucking album. That's really what they're counting down for.
Broke up with some douchebag from some English band or whatever, and motherfuckers her fans went through his shit, and he said some dumbass rock. I want to be a rock star bullshit, right? And he probably deserves to get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? But like, people cared about that motherfucker because she broke up with him.
You know what? Taylor Swift's so popular. She's dominating this podcast right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Nick. We know enough about her to talk about her for 10 minutes.
She's taking over our podcast.
Well, it is the season for pumpkin spice, so we got to be,
That's a fact.
You get white girl America to like you, goddammit, and 4 assholes on the internet will end up talking about you. That's fucking.
Dion, we didn't make you our official front man.
Yeah.
Listen.
If it brings in the views, I'm cool with whatever.
You already got the glasses on. We just need to put you in like a fucking sweater, and that's it. You know, that'll be it.
Well,
Yeah,
do you think
wait till
Dion's
after I
safe
do a
enough that
couple
we
more
could
things.
sell the show to the white women of America?
Yeah, he's got. Yes,
Yeah, I
he's,
think
yeah,
so.
You know, yeah.
I'm
Actually
down
grabbed
with
a
coming
few
up
of
with
them.
our version of the View.
Who's our Jor Behar? Is it Nick?
Yes.
You.
That's fine. I want to be Baba Wawa.
Baba Wawa's dead.
I know. I don't want to be a part of this. Let's get this pumpkin spice looking chick off the screen right here. By the way, I did, just for the hell of it, while we were talking about it, I asked ChatGPT to write me a song in the style of Taylor Swift. I will read you the chorus.
Oh my god.
It says, "This is our breakup song, played on a midnight radio. A story of a love that's gone. Where did our dreams all go? And I'll sing it loud through the tears that fall like rain. This is our breakup song, where the memories remain."
The entity is still out there.
I don't like the era we live in. Like, I love the era that we started the show in, but it's like, this is like the cultural dark ages, where robots are more interesting than people, and people suck harder than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame social media, man. It really is that. I mean, we all have, regardless of you know how many people are on it and what friends you have, you're all of it's curated for you only. And you know that's the thing, is like you get a feed of stuff you keep watching. They want to keep you on the platform forever, so you know you get that shit all the time, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, welcome to my nightmare, folks. Yeah, I'll make a video where I sing this song like Buffalo Jeff.
Here's our breakup song that echoes of our past, a melody that lingers like shadows and that will last. I'll find my way without you, and someday I'll be free. But for now, I'll sing this song. Dion, you belong to me.
Was it weird enough?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, cool. Let's move on. All right, guys, so we got 2 other segments tonight, folks, so hit that thumbs up button, just for YouTube's sake, since we're fighting the algorithm, but we're growing in other ways. So, folks, welcome to 193K, as we said at the beginning of this show. If you want more WCBS, you can always go to Patreon, you can go to shopwcbs.com, or you can get Stealing Solo. We received super chats to tell us how much they liked Stealing Solo during the High Council this past week. So thank you to everyone out there that's bought a copy, and thank you for letting us know that you enjoy it. All I ask is if you get a copy, when you do, tag us on social media to let us know that it arrived. I ship out the books multiple times a week, and I'm excited to get them in everyone's hands in America. Hell, one day we'll turn it into a film. We just got to get Harrison Ford before he kicks the bucket. But that dude is like a bad penny. He always turns up, so I think we're safe. God. Look, a plane crash couldn't get him. J.J. Abrams couldn't get him. This new Indiana Jones couldn't get him. But maybe a garage door could get him, Nick.
Yeah, maybe that'll be what gets him finally, is a fucking garage door. I feel like he's in a place now where he doesn't want to work with Disney anymore, and he'll be like, yeah, sure, guys, whatever. Just make sure there's food and a nice bed for me to sleep in. I don't care. Just let's do it. God.
Oh, dude, with the advent of crowdfunding, we could raise the money. It's like, look, it's for the actual guy. We could make that money very quickly.
That would be goddamn hilarious.
It's like, all right, I guess we raised all this money. Now we have to build sets. It's like, it would work for Wayne's World. We'll build the basement to look like the basement from Wayne's World. How's that sound?
That'll work out.
Now, one of the pieces of the title card tonight was some Disney stuff. Now, Dion, the one thing you always say when it comes to, and I use this phrase very loosely, but this woke content or this woke rush of entertainment that's choking the life out of regular good stuff, you always say they make it because they think there's money to be made in it. Other people say that they make it because they're trying to send a message or change the views or beliefs of people. But the one thing that's changing is Disney's going to stray away from it because, according to the CEO, he wants to quiet the noise regarding the culture wars because they're not healthy for Disney business. So fucking finally, they're going to stop doing dumb shit that will appeal to the social media crowd, because your average everyday Disney consumer, and folks, that's everybody now. It's not like we're all, going whistling zippity doo dah at our assholes. It's Disney owns the biggest properties. Disney owns the TV channels. They own everything. If you want a great parody of Disney, make sure you watch The Boys because they have Vought. And Vought is Disney. A lightly satirical version of Disney. And they get into some dark shit. Now, of course, it's satire, so it's meant to be a little more extreme than the real world stuff. But according to a new claim, Bob Iger wants to quiet away because it's hurting Disney business. A financial analyst, Laura Martin, recently attended an investor event at the Walt Disney World Resort and reported that during this event, Bob Iger explicitly stated he wanted to quiet the noise on culture war issues. In the report, which was provided, she explained that Iger believes that content should be entertaining, not issue-focused. Fucking finally, I'm sorry for the cussing, but it's just like, we've all been saying this for literally years. Since Disney started doing a lot of this crap and making their entertainment shitty, we have been saying this for years. So it's not only validating, but it makes me happy because, like I said, they own everything. We're stuck with watching their stuff unless you want to stop watching movies or TV shows. And so, finally, they're not going to be focused on that. Furthermore, Iger's goal is to quiet the noise. So, this is corroborated because it echoes the comments that Iger made to CNBC back in July when David Faber of CNBC asked the executive, what about the situation in Florida? Well, folks, they didn't win that fight in Florida. Not only did they lose, they have to pay all the court costs. That's what happens when you lose in court. So Bob Iger and Disney are, basically changing their tune. What do you guys think about this news?
Can somebody tweet Iger that water is wet and the sky is blue, just to make sure he knows about those things as well, just to be sure.
In the east, sets in the west.
Yeah. Things like that. Just so
Is that how it goes?
He knows about these things as well, because it seems like he's this proves what we said a couple weeks ago about the disconnect between these higher ups and normal fucking people. The fact that it took them this long, since 2015, to get this shit, to figure this out. It's frustrating, and it's like, oh yeah, this is what we've been telling you for forever now. This is why we're not excited about when movies come out in theaters anymore, because it's shit. We don't want to watch it. This is why. And the fact that you not making money is not a big enough message, we don't know what is. Don't know what is. Like, it's stupid, really.
It is. And I know they've made comments like this in the past, but things are different now because of just how much, I don't know, the reality has gone up. Reality's gone in dry on them, and they have to fix things because they're losing money. They've had to lay off people. They've had to make a lot of drastic changes. And so I have no sympathy for Disney. I'm all out of sympathy, fresh out of it, actually. Well, no, it's been a long time coming. But I'm not really into their bullshit anymore. And a lot of people are fed up too. And I hope this is the change that, they're forced into. Because it couldn't happen to a nicer company to have these losses and have people turned off. People are looking elsewhere for entertainment. They're not going to Disney World. Their theme parks aren't bringing in the money. The cruise ships, this, that, and the other. It's just not a good time to be in the Disney business. And more people have issues with them than you'd realize. It's always surprising when you see videos come out from, non-Disney places talking about this topic. It's really the thing that people, they're so fascinated by, because growing up in the 90s, Disney was just this family-friendly business that owned a lot of stuff, and people were happy to watch and take their kids to it. Yep. Now people are like, I don't trust my kids to watch Disney. I don't trust my kids to be a part of this. It got weird. It got political. And hopefully it's getting shut down once and for all.
Yeah, I mean, they're reaping what they've sowed. They decided that it was more important for them to push the message, push the agenda, and appeal as hard as possible to a small percentage of the population, and it's come back to bite them in the ass. I believe it's just lip service at this point, because there's been statements similar to this in the past, and nothing's changed. So until I see him doing something different, it's just Bob Iger talking just to say things.
Well, I hope they make that change.
Listen, and again, they have to. That's why when people get onto the emotional side of the motherfucking topic, and that's on both sides, right? The overarching point has always been, Disney is a business. Like, they are not making this content because they believe it or blah 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 blah. Like it's all about making money, and it's multiple companies are doing this shit. Everything from obviously giant companies like Disney, all the way down to fucking motherfucking supposed news organizations, right? Like people do what they think is fucking popular. You know, they don't care about all this shit. They just care if you give them your money, and this is proof of that. Like if he, and again, if it's a credible source, it's a credible source. But if he's saying this in a fucking financial meeting, that motherfucker's not going to go to a financial meeting and just say something to them oh yeah, no, but I'm still going to go and lose money. Like they don't care about that shit. And that's what we've always been saying. Everyone wanting to jump up and applaud them, where they're making these characters for a specific group of people. They don't care about you. And Bob Iger's going to a financial meeting. That's not small biscuits. That's not him going to the fucking water cooler. That's the people who they expect money from. These are the returns, and they are not good overall. Like, yeah, Force Awakens made $2 billion, and then we lost a bunch of motherfucking money on the other stuff that was involved with it. We should be making sure it's entertaining, not issue driven, because it is costing us money in the billions, bitch. At the $1 billion mark, lip service doesn't fucking exist. You cost money or you get the fuck out. And Disney is Bob Iger's making that shit very clear. So nobody cares about, how many times Vice talked about it in relation to how it made people hard or whatever. No one cares about that shit. He is not going to go talk to the people that are expecting him to make them motherfucking money and give them lip service. That shit, that is not even part of the motherfucking equation. So,
No.
Everyone that wanted to jump on the internet and talk shit and, talk about, oh, well, no, you're just being toxic. No, dude, trust me. He is not on your side. When we've been saying from the beginning, fucking the fact that they didn't make money off of a resort that was $3,000 a night, bitch, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
That's huge.
Now, we'll move on from our Disney stuff. Folks, join us on Tuesday night. We'll cover more of this on the High Council, and we'll wait to hear more. As of now, WCBS just wants to bring you these topics as they're fresh so we can have a great discussion about them and see where it goes. In a moment, folks, we're going to talk about the wrestling segment, because this is probably the biggest wrestling segment we'll ever have on the channel this week, guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, everything's changed. The Rock came back. The WWE fired a shitload of people. SmackDown's going to USA and leaving Fox after their $1 billion contract expires. It's an interesting time to be a wrestling fan. And the best part is, wrestling doesn't suck. Normally it does, and you're like, oh, it's crap, I don't care. It's okay now. So we'll get to that in just a moment.
Is it, though?
I have enjoyed every premium live event. Okay, almost everyone this year.
There it is.
I can't remember everything. I enjoyed WrestleMania. I thought the Rumble was fun. The regular SmackDowns that I watch are entertaining. There's a wrestler to like LA Knight. I think it's a solid time to be a wrestling fan. I'd say it's the best time to be a fan since 2000. I don't want to say 7, because I hated 07 to like 20 whatever, but it's the best time in over 10 years.
That's fair. I mean, obviously there's shit that could be better, but yeah, it is. It's better. Like, I enjoyed fucking Payback.
I did too. I had a good time.
I fucking at least keep up with it now. Like before, I had fucking abandoned WWE. Where I was like, yo, we watch 2 things a year, and then I don't, miss me with that shit. But I'm like, damn, okay, Okay. Besides what came out the last few days, but shit.
What, all the firings?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Fucking
I mean,
Elias.
are you really worried about Elias getting fired? That dude sucked.
Yeah, they
He
ruined him.
that was on WWE, and he wasn't a great like wrestler, but like that Elias shit was entertaining as fuck. Like
So let's read some of the people that have been fired so far. Now, this one blew me away. Dolph Ziggler's gone. I love
Yeah,
Dolph
Ziggles has
Ziggler.
been there forever.
yeah, dude, and he was still dropping great promos, and they got rid of his ass.
He'll be in AEW soon.
It should have been me.
His brother's there. His brother's in good with the elite, so Ziggler will have a job.
Yeah, he's fine. He's talented enough. He's a world champion. You know, he'll be fine.
I just hope he debuts as Nikki from the Spirit Squad.
That would be pretty funny.
So, other wrestlers that were let go, we have Elias, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Top Dollar, Riddick Moss, Emma, Aaliyah, Rick Boogs, Quincy Elliott. I don't know who the fuck half of these people are. Bryson, Montana, Dana Brooke, Mansoor, Mace, Shanky, fuck you, Dabakato, Ulisa Leone, and Daniel MacArthur.
A lot of those must be like developmental NXT peoples.
Yeah, and apparently they're getting rid of Gabe Stevenson too, who just was going to the Olympics, and he went to the Olympics and he's been there forever. And apparently, there's rumor that he's getting cut too.
Yeah, but they screwed up with him. They did not. They promoted him at WrestleMania 38. They acted like he was going to be a big deal, and then nothing.
Yeah. Ziggler, that was kind of surprising. Most of the others was not. Top Dollar, the writing was on the wall for him the second he did that weird fucking shitty belly flop over the rope and just wiped out and looked fucking terrible. So that writing was on the wall. Dana Brooke, I completely forgot she was even still there.
I did too.
Other than that, it's just a bunch of people they didn't fucking do anything with.
Fucking Rick Boogs is kind of surprising. I mean, obviously his thing sucked once he separated from Shinsuke, but like that dude was because he got fucking hurt, and I thought that they were going to at least give him another little mini push once he got back because he fucked his shoulder up or whatever. Like, did he do it at WrestleMania too? But
he fucked his leg up at WrestleMania. I think he tore his quad.
Right. Yep. And getting rid of him, like, damn. That's just surprising.
I mean, we have these cuts every year in wrestling. Usually happen closer to WrestleMania, and with the Endeavor deal closing, what was it, last week? This is not it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
No, they said that was going to happen when they were going to make the merger because there's going to be a bunch of redundancies when they combine the two headquarters together. So you don't need 2, 3, 4 people doing the same job. And I mean, the talent cuts, everybody knew that was going to fucking happen. So they're just trimming the fat, getting rid of people that aren't on TV or aren't going to get any TV time anytime soon. I was surprised about Mansoor because he was their, sweet Saudi money meal ticket. Every time they went over there, he got a featured role because he's from there or something. And they're having another sweet Saudi money coming up here in a month or two.
Are they really?
Yeah, I think in November is the Family Jewels or whatever they call that episode.
Ah.
Yeah, Crown Jewel.
Let's
get
that's
the one.
Got it. I watch them over at Phil's. It's fun, but I don't really like the Saudi shows that much.
I mean, listen, and that's what's so crazy about them and the UFC being together, because the UFC be doing shit over in Abu Dhabi. And, it's the same kind of weird feeling, but, and that's what's interesting too. Dana White just got fucking made official CEO by Endeavor, and they haven't, I know Vince is kind of there, but then apparently they made him move his shit out of the office,
Oh, really?
So yeah. So that shit just came out right before all this shit. So it is fucking the times they are fucking changing. You talk about it's fucking crazy. So that's why certain names, because usually when you have like we're making this shit corporate, like they keep the well-known shit, like even if it's not, that's what makes it so funny about it being in wrestling now. But like I would assume that the people up there were like, yo, we keep names like Dolph Ziggler because he's a popular franchise name that we could reboot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why certain names are pretty, especially after fucking Bray Wyatt dying. Like that's just crazy. They got rid of the fucking Dolph Ziggler. Like that dude got the internet to kind of shake the pillars of WWE, and they're getting rid of that guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like he had one of the loudest pops in history, but let's be honest with Dolph Ziggler. They were never going to do anything else with him. His career, his time had come.
Right.
10 years ago.
His time is up, and someone else's time is now. You might not be able to see them, but their time is now.
It's the franchise, man. They're shining now.
Yeah. You could definitely tell the Film Actors Guild is on strike when The Rock and Cena both show up because they got nothing else to do.
Listen, that's the other way shit is serious.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good way of putting it.
I mean, is it a coincidence that The Rock is obviously Cena's been back for like a month or whatever, but The Rock fucking comes back, and then a week later, they're opening that shit up on Wall Street. Like, damn.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess The Rock's tequila or vodka or whatever the fuck he's peddling is not doing so well.
Well, he been fucking up too.
Yeah, the whole shit with Hawaii, correct? Like everyone's mad at him over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because him and Oprah were like, give us, we're here to support the people of Hawaii. Give us money to give them money. It's like, you motherfuckers could, empty out your pockets why pay for everything right now, but they don't want to. So it was dumb.
Right.
Well, I always find it funny when rich people tell you to give your money to something.
Dude, it's the disconnect is still there, even after COVID. Like, it's still hilarious. Like, they still think they're still looked at the same way. It's like, no, we know how you motherfuckers operate a little bit. Like, come the fuck on. We know you have money. We're not dumb. You guys can pay for this shit right now. You can sign a check, whatever, swipe a credit card, do something, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, things are more expensive now than ever. What were you saying?
Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, especially when you got black metal cars and shit, and they brought that motherfucker back. Like, he's getting, like, he was in that Hawaii shit, and they still brought his ass back.
Well, when it comes to wrestling, you can pretty much be Teflon if you haven't killed somebody, assaulted somebody in a certain way, or basically got drunk and said some fucked up shit.
Or challenge your wife and your kid to a figure 4 leg match or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, well, that's acceptable in the world of wrestling. Vince will give you a fucking promotion if you make your wife tap out.
God damn.
I think he was going a different direction with that, but sure.
Right. He was doing some he was a degenerate.
Yeah.
Why are people surprised that Vince McMahon is a shitty guy? Listen, and wrestling fans have been telling people that shit for years.
Mm-hmm.
For years. They were like, yo, don't be anointing this dude with anything just yet.
Well, people shouldn't put these famous people on a pedestal and expect them to be virtuous. They're just people with more money, and I don't know, maybe they worked harder or they got lucky, one of the two things. But it's like they're not very special. They're just fortunate. It's not going to change their attitude. It's like, there are the exceptions to the rules. Like, when we hit 45 million subscribers and Dion has more money than sense, he'll be a good guy, like he is now.
We're making Turbo Negro 18.
Yeah, and people are...
He pulls a fucking Wesley Snipes from Blade 3. He's like, call me Turbo Negro. My name is no longer Dion. I'm in character, goddammit.
The part that's going to blow me away is the fact that we're tired of making the movies, but there's still lines around the block for Turbo Negro 34. It's like, Jesus Christ, people. We've time traveled 17 times now, and we've gone back and stopped the fucking Revolutionary War. Why? But people keep coming back. Because we're the people's podcast. We'll give them what they want.
We had our John Wick 4 to 5 moment. We said, listen, people still buying tickets. You dig? Yes, we're doing Terminegro and the Black Diamonds or whatever the fuck, you know. And that's the fun. It's the brute the Terminegro verse. Goddamn right, we gonna do it.
Can we have the Terminegro go off to like stop blood diamond mining in Africa? Like that's when we're gonna like want to kill the franchise. It's like we're gonna have him deal with topical stuff, and people are like, "Yeah, the Terminegro said so, so we're gonna change." It's like what? We gotta be careful what we create because it's like that scene in Rocky 4. If I can change and you can change, we can all change. And soon we're gonna create a fucking monster with the Terminegro.
Listen, that is a perfect fucking example too. Motherfucking Rocky ends the Cold War. What the fuck was that?
I believe in Sylvester Stallone.
He believes in him too.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I hear him
that's
talk.
That's why there's an Expendables 4. Like he's still, even though still puttering around, he's like, yeah, I can do it again one more time. So let me go take some heart medication for 8 months. It'll be all right.
Everything's fine, man. The Expendables 4. It's gonna be a great movie. Everybody should come out and see it. And then we're gonna make a Rocky. For what number are we on now?
Shoot.
Yo, Adrian! Which Rocky are we on?
Rocky 5000.
Rocky 5000. Yeah, I'm gonna fight the robots.
Honestly, they should make Rocky 5000 where he fights the robots from real steel. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
That'd be so funny. And then like it brings Apollo back.
Wait, is he a robot? Is he powered by AI and Rocky has to fight his friend one more time?
Yes.
Yep. And he's just like, I'm doing this because I love him. He was like, my brother.
Oh my god, that could be the B story. His friend is dying in a hospital. He can get an experimental surgery, and he doesn't because he becomes an AI bot, and he has to fight him at the end of the movie.
Nah, you guys got it all wrong. Rocky 5000 is when he has to like fight the invaders from like Mars or something like that. Like it turns out there's actually
bring your best human.
Yeah. He stopped the Cold War, so now he's going to go fight and stop the intergalactic wars.
If Martians can change and humans can change and we can all change. Yeah.
It'd be like a better version of John Carter then.
I'm going to go run up the stairs.
Yeah. Rocky creates Starfleet.
Oh my god.
Now,
I fought for Adrian. She died. And she loved me. And you're not a loser. Rocky, he's an alien. He don't speak English.
It doesn't matter. I did write.
Human in the end.
Oh my god.
The Klingons disagree with that, Rocky, but that's okay. I did ask the computer to write us a story about Rocky versus the robots. I'll read you the log line if you'd like.
Please do. Please do.
In a world where robots have taken over the boxing scene, an aging and determined Rocky Balboa comes out of retirement to prove that the human spirit can still triumph over technology.
I'd watch that easily.
Yeah, they need to make that. I'd fucking watch it. It would be ridiculous and fun.
Well, let me tell you a little more. In the not-so-distant future, boxing has become a high-tech spectacle, with humanoid robots taking over the sport. These advanced machines dominate the ring, attracting massive audiences and leaving human boxers obsolete. Among the casualties of this robotic revolution is Rocky Balboa, once the heavyweight champion of the world. Rocky, now in his late 60s, is leading a quiet life, running a gym where he trains young boxers. He's like 80 now. He's haunted by the memories of his glory days in the ring and the loss of his wife, Adrian. One day, he encounters a broken-down sparring robot named Rocky Jr. in a junkyard. Seeing a spark of potential in the discarded machine, Rocky decides to restore it. Dude, hold on. Rocky Jr. should be the robot from Rocky IV that Paulie tried to marry, and that's what Rocky uses to train to fight robots.
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian, I'm in the future, but you're dead.
That's really what that shitty movie The Creator's about, is to tie into the Rocky universe.
Oh my god, that'd be funny.
Well, here, let me tell you the rest of this real quick. With the help of a brilliant young mechanic named Mia who inspired Rocky's legacy, they bring back Rocky Jr. to life. Rocky begins to train the robot, teaching it's not just about technical aspects of boxing, but also heart and soul of a fighter. Mia and Rocky form an unlikely bond, with Mia becoming a surrogate daughter for the aging champ.
Isn't this the plot to Real Steel?
I think so. Pretty
It
much.
is.
This
Well,
AI.
and here's the thing. Real Steel is that was taken from a
Twilight Zone episode.
called Steel.
It's a great episode.
Yeah, season 5, episode 2.
Yeah. To say
I love that one.
I was like, wasn't like, yeah, that's Real Steel. Didn't Hugh Jackman train the robot?
Yep. Yeah, he did. He did.
For fuck's sake.
Yep, he did.
Even ChatGPT's an unoriginal bastard. This is why I keep telling you guys not to trust the robots.
By the way, I know you mentioned Creator. Did you guys see the robots from Creator at the football game or whatever when they were just like roaming around and shit?
No.
Oh no, they had people in like makeup and stuff, and they had them at a football game recently, and people were just like, "Are these real or whatever?" A friend of mine sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, they're real. Those are Elon Musk's test androids."
So,
and the tests were successful, so they're going to go into production. He freaked out. I'm like, "Are you serious?"
now, Nick,
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah,
Yeah, they're the ones he fucks.
did these robots talk to you?
No,
Are the robots in the room with us right now?
Are they in disguise?
Yeah.
no,
Do they only come to you at night?
no, they don't, Kendo.
Okay. I mean, I know you weren't feeling too well lately, but I'm starting to think some fever dreams might have been kicking in.
No, I passed that stage a while ago. I'm past it. Don't worry.
Were the robots with you then too?
They were. I was hiding in my closet and all kinds of stuff. It wasn't pretty.
So now you're saying you're hiding in the closet. Nick, it's 2023.
Thanks, buddy.
Society is a much more tolerant place. You don't have to have your robot friends to talk to.
We're here for you, Nick.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of being here, the audience is here for us each and every week. I think it's time we check in with them. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, hold on. We got a video of the AI bots. Let me mute this real quick.
Yeah, they should mute the audio.
Are these just people? Wait, no, these aren't people in costumes.
They are in costume. It's very elaborate
okay.
makeup. It's not
It's just like, wait, what is this? They don't have backs of their heads.
The makeup looks really fucking good, and I had to look at it for a second. I'm like, okay, I know what it is, but yeah, they looks really awesome though.
Yeah, this is exactly the way I want to sell a movie, by having the crash test dummies walk around the fucking field.
They look like them, don't they?
Yeah, when there's no hope in sight, the crash.
They got about as much emotion as a Chargers fan.
But
yeah, that was them. They're roaming around and stuff during football game and just trying to be robots. Yeah.
Now, I did remember one thing before we check in with the audience. Nick, you had mentioned the that stand-up comedian that was getting run through the ringer. What was his name again?
Hassan Minhaj.
And what was his situation? He got called out for making up some bullshit?
Yes.
Yeah, basically, all the stories he told during his stand-up called Homecoming on Netflix were bullshit. And you can thank the New Yorker for doing their research, because they were going to do a big piece on him, and they went through all the stories, wanted to verify them, and they couldn't, and that was a problem. Including one of the stories was one of the stories he tells in the special is him asking this girl, this white girl to school to prom, and she said no or something like that, and said yes, or just I forget the exact story, but. He wanted to ride over and take her to prom, whatever, on his bike, and he gets there and another dude's there and putting a corsage on her arm or something like that. And come to find out, the story was not true, because he asked her 2 days before, kind of thing, and that's why she already had a date and she couldn't go with him. And apparently, what happened is people were so outraged at the story, they found her and doxed her, and and gave her death threats and shit like that. Yeah, because of a story he told that was incorrect.
Internet needs to calm the fuck down.
I agree, and it was once again, it's racial bias. He's a brown guy. He went through some shit during 9/11, and this was his story. I get it, and I agree. The internet does need to calm down. It's just one of those things where it's he was trying to, and he even he defends himself. He's like, oh, I was trying to go with the emotion of this. It's like, motherfucker, a lot of us who are my age and things like that, we went through this shit. We survived it. We had to kind of go through high school during that time, and we all of us had different levels of difficulty going through it. But the fact that you lied about a majority of those stories just to kind of perpetuate your career makes you a piece of shit.
He wanted Simpy.
Well,
Now
that
he's
should
got
affect
no
people's
Simpy.
fucking lives.
And well, even then, one story he tells is apparently he was so like high up or whatever that he got mailed some white powder in an envelope that got somehow on his daughter, and she had to be rushed to the hospital, and his wife yelled at him saying, "Oh, quit making these offensive jokes because I'll fucking leave you," and that never happened either.
God damn, dude. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Did they talk to his wife about it?
Well, no, there was like they'll try looking the records of the hospital and things like that. There was no record of any of that at all ever. They've talked to his neighbors, things like that, and it was just like none of it ever happened. They didn't, nothing like that ever happened. It was never reported, nothing. So, and it's one of those things where like I watched the Homecoming special and I was like, oh shit, I've kind of experienced a few of these things, during that time when it happened. And I was like, oh, that's really fucked up, man. That's terrible. And learning that he, manipulated everybody emotionally, that I was like, you're a giant piece of shit. A giant piece of shit for doing that.
Will you ever go back and watch any of his stuff now? Like his new stuff?
No, never. I mean, I once again, I kind of liked him in the beginning because he was kind of funny. And I really sympathize with Homecoming because I thought it was true. And going through a handful of those experiences as well, like, it kind of hit home. But now that I know that he faked it all, and I was just kind of like, wow, you're a giant piece of shit. And I don't support you at all. And I mean, I hope that he gets ostracized and loses some money and some credibility by doing this. But also, like, he got really fucking boring because he would always make 90s basketball references in all of his comedy. And I was like, okay, enough of this, please, stop. And he just kind of ceased to be, relevant anymore. But yeah, I hope he gets kind of, ran through the ringer and just, taken apart a little bit. It needs to be put down a peg or two, really.
Nick, you don't think if every time I make a joke about Patrick Ewing, I'm a genius? Like, come on now.
But those are seldom. Like, he would do it at least like 5 times during every like Patriot Act show or a set he did or whatever. It was fucking annoying, man. It really was.
What is your issue with 1990s NBA?
I don't have an issue with it, but if that's your whole fucking persona, then please fuck off.
I mean, unless you're Dennis Rodman, I really don't want to hear 90s basketball players anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I respect Michael Jordan, but, like, he's just kind of safe and boring. He's rich. We get it.
No,
Dennis Rodman's crazy. He's at least fun.
And it was funny because I was watching, I think, Flagrant 2. They did a clip about it as well. And apparently him, Hassan Minhaj, and, what's his name? The other Indian guy in that fucking podcast, I forget his name for the life of me, were friends back in the day, and they were colleagues, and they were like exchanging jokes and stuff about 15 years ago. And apparently Hassan told him the story about the prom story, and he thought it was true, but apparently like he fell out of being friends with him because he thought it was kind of a piece of shit as well. That he was kind of perpetuating himself just to kind of be virtue signaling and being being part of the far left in Hollywood and trying to really get up there and stuff. And kind of distanced himself from him a while ago, and it apparently was a good move because this has come out, and he's people know he's a piece of shit.
That's fucking crazy. That dude lied about, but that's but again, to our earlier point, people will do anything to be famous and rich.
Why couldn't this have happened to Kumail Nanjiani?
I agree.
I would much rather him get pulled through the ringer and outed as a giant piece of shit than this guy, because this guy, he looks familiar.
The guy
fucking White House Correspondents' Dinner
twice.
Yeah.
No, he looks like somebody else famous, but like a not American version. I don't know, something about his face. He looks like somebody else famous.
The guy I'm remembering on Flagrant 2 is Akash Singh. He's an Indian comedian on there, and he's actually funny, legitimately funny.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I want this to have happened to Kumi Nabjabi.
I agree. No, I know he's lying as well, dude. Let's that from him being like, oh yeah, I just ate raw chicken, brown rice, and broccoli,
yes,
and I became.
All I ate was broccoli, rice, and chicken breast every day, and I look like this. Bullshit,
Yeah.
Kumi.
Yeah. Well, at least
So, to our reference.
we still have Cal Penn, so that's good. That's
To
good.
be, I don't know. Has Kumi come out and like made a bunch of bullshit story jokes in order to make America look like a terrible place? He might have. Fuck it. We're gonna say he did.
No, I think he's okay. I think he's fine.
He's doing good, man. That motherfucker got married.
Yeah.
Cal Penn did?
Yep.
Didn't he work for Obama for a while?
He did.
Yeah, he was like, it was a fucking. I don't remember what the fuck he was doing. But yeah, he got some fucking job with Obama. I was like, okay, good man. You know, shit. But
Yeah, he went from.
And his husband was like, "Yo, I don't want to be like famous." And he was like, "Cool."
Yeah. But yeah, apparently Akash Singh on Flagrant 2 talked about their conversation and like how they were friends back in the day, and he didn't say it in so many words, but you could tell he was trying to. He's like, he distanced himself from Hassan years ago, and looks like for good reason. So,
well, and that's the thing about him and Schultz. They'd be like, "Yo, like, well, we know people that they're not who they say they are. Like they, people pretend to be stuff all the fucking time." And that's fucking crazy. Because I mean, I didn't think this dude was that funny, but I was like, he seems all right. Damn.
Oh, god damn it!
But you made up an anthrax story, bro.
Dude, he even made up a story about what was it, the journalist who got chopped up by the Saudis.
Which one?
The most recent one. one.
Okay, because I was gonna say those are some dirty birds over there.
That's true. Apparently, he made up a story as well that said like he was like a day apart from like meeting somebody and that happening to him, but it was really like a month apart or something. I forget. Like the timelines didn't match up. Yeah, there's a lot of really shitty stories he talks about. There's a New Yorker article that came out that's like 5 pages long that I read, and it was just like all the shit that just not correct that he said and everything. It was crazy. And he defends it as being like, oh, this was my emotional truth, and this is what I said. And it's like, I understand like modifying jokes to be funny and like making them different places, things like that. That's okay. But when you lie about life experiences, like that, and just to elicit an emotional response because you're a certain race and you went through a shitty part of history, it's like, that's really fucked up, man. That's super fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Especially to have the hubris to lie about something that people can track down.
Oh yeah.
Like you just can't make claims that someone sent you a fucking chemical weapon. That shit gets recorded. Like you're fucking with serious shit, or listen, we ain't saying the world's a perfect place, but you lying about somebody turning you down to prom because that they were white, you know what I'm saying? And like that motherfucker, she got doxxed. Like that's real life consequences. You can't do that. Like that's a no. People of color, like that's a no. Like you don't do that. Like we've had, everyone, if you know, and like especially like especially for Nick, man, it's like like there are those of us that experience this shit in real life. You don't lie about that.
It's really fucked up. And once again, I watched Homecoming. I thought it was great, and I would recommend a lot of people watch it at the time. And even now, I'm just like, don't watch it. It's bullshit. It's fucking terrible. It's not worth your time. But yeah, to emotionally manipulate people to get ahead in the entertainment industry, that's fucking terrible, man. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to look more into this because I'm not going to necessarily make a video about it, but I want to learn more because I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, Nick, I know how you feel about it, but I've never really heard of this guy. But the thing about comedy is modern comedy, the modern comedian is kind of like these, how do I say it? Like they kind of they are the temperature gauge of the room in a lot of these situations. And so, Chappelle's later stand-ups are more socially conscious, and not in the weird way, than they are just laugh out loud funny, which, I prefer the older stuff. But usually you listen to him talk about stuff and you're like, all right, cool. this guy has a good point, or oh, it makes me think about stuff, topics of the day. But when you're feeling pretty good about the topics from someone and they're just bullshit, it's disappointing, and I can kind of feel your disappointment through the show.
Would you like to hear one of his biggest defenders and supporters is right now?
Oh God, please tell
Amy
me.
Schumer.
Whoopi Goldberg.
She's still trying to be relevant. That's a problem.
She says that comedians. Why would comics tell exactly what happened? It's not that interesting. Well,
once again, I understand that, but when you're an Indian guy who's grown up, who's like 30, almost 40 years old, and you went through high school during 9/11 in a small town somewhere in the U.S., and you had to deal with this shit, it's a time in your life you really fucking remember, and you kind of like, it's one of those things
does it
that
rhyme with Hennessy.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you kind of remember all the shitty things that happened to you, like, and you can recall them very quickly, like, and the fact that this asshole who grew up in fucking California, go figure, was like, oh yeah, these things happened to me, and like none of them fucking did. You're just some boring brown guy who grew up in California. Sorry, and you're mildly entertaining, but like, you had to manipulate people into believing you were. These horrible things happened to you, and these egregious racial things, took place. It's like, no, they fucking didn't. You're just boring. That's all it is.
It's kind of Boy Who Cried Wolf, because then people stop listening to these.
You know what the worst part about what Nick went through when he was growing up there in Hennessy and all that abuse that he took is it was Brian Lape that was doing most of it. That's the cold blood.
Oh my God.
That old bastard.
Somebody that's supposed to be his friend abusing him
my
that
God.
way. At least when I do it, I only half mean it.
Thanks, Kenneth. Don't worry. When you die, I'll take care of your kid.
I mean, I would like to think that one day he'll be rich enough to be taking care of all of us.
Don't worry. When you pass away before all of us, very very soon, because of old age, we'll gladly take care of your kid. It'll be
literally 2 years older than you.
Don't worry, man. Your time will come. It'll hopefully be quick and painless. It'll be fine.
Hey, Dion, let's step away from this blood feud so we don't get hit in the crossfire, okay?
Oh, yeah. You and me are over here on the sideline just eating sandwiches and watching.
The irony is that Nick and I are going to be in the same car together when it happens. So it's going to be like, I'll be laying there dying, and he'll be like, I told you you were going to die first.
You're like those two dudes from that episode Tales from the Crypt Chop Poker.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, according to MSNBC, they refer to him as the boy who cried racist wolf, but they said that him doing all this actually will just help white supremacy.
Dear God, he is the brown Juicy Smollett. That's what I'm going to call him. Okay, he's Indian Juicy Smollett.
Listen, man, like that ain't far off, motherfucker.
He's Tandoori Smollett. Okay.
I dig it.
All right, fuck him. I'm sorry.
There's always come out somewhere. You know what I mean? He's Jussie Smollett.
His stories are a chutney of lies.
Motherfucker, you were out at 3 a.m. to get Subway?
In a polar
Dude,
vortex.
that's what happened to this guy. Did he go out at 3 a.m. to the Subway, not far from the World Trade Center? Is that what he's trying to say?
God damn it.
Well, apparently he went out 3 a.m. to a white girl's house, and his parents said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Well, no, and even in that story, he's like, oh, her parents didn't approve. I'm like, motherfucker, you're first generation. Your parents are from India. Your parents wouldn't approve either. In fact, they would disapprove even harder. Okay, I've been through that shit. I know how it is.
He'd get the finger wag, and they would be pointing at some other girl that looked a lot more like him.
Not even that. You'd get the finger wag and be like, go back to study. You got a B. It's not good enough.
You'd be like, this is why we arrange marriages, okay? To prevent shit like that.
Yeah, you're not fucking kidding.
Now, I'm legitimately worried about the blood feud that's happening here on the show. You know what I think you guys need to do to let off some steam and relax?
Have a beer?
Yeah.
That, and then go see the Beetlejuice show on Broadway. Now, don't sit next to each other.
Yeah, you get handies at that place.
I am not sitting next to Kendo this time.
You want me to tell you my favorite part of that story?
Please do.
Not only did she get caught vaping when she said she wasn't, which I don't understand what the big deal is. It's Colorado, it's legal. But at the same time, she was totally fucking, honking on this dude's hog through his pants, which seems weird from the family values, that she tries to spout. But at the same time, she broke up with the dude like a couple of days later over politics, supposedly.
It puts a whole new spin on
That's
this.
what's so funny about it. Like, it's an asshole thing to do with some places to vape indoors because blah, 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 whatever. That's a policy, whatever. But how are we talking about that? She's giving the dude a rub down just out in the open.
Yeah.
And homeboy's going at it like he's a 13-year-old dude in health class. Like, and they're just doing that shit out and a play.
Yeah. They went out to see a play. He grabbed on her boobs. She's wearing definitely a fucking look at me and look at the goodies I've got on display dress because I guess, she's going through a divorce. So she's trying to make up for some of that lost time where she was, stuck with one dude for a really long time. And her and this guy that she just started going out with decided to play a little game of Louisville Tugger.
That's probably the craziest story of the week. I mean, what reality do we live in where people are given hand jobs at the Beetlejuice play?
I don't know, but that's the state of our politicians these days. They're showing up to meetings wearing fucking hoodies and shorts and stepping on rakes in public discourse.
This situation doesn't make me dislike this lady. I don't have an opinion of her, but I'm just like, all right, you're a person. It is what it is. I did have a good chuckle, though.
Give a shit about Boobert anyway. I mean, I thought her story was a lot more interesting when Stan Lane was apparently her dad.
Shit.
Wait, is she making up stories like the comedian now?
No, her mom was hanging out in the Florida territories or something. I don't know. Cornette's told the story a few times because he knows sweet Stan Lane quite a bit because, Midnight Express and everything. And I guess her mom banged him, and then she came down pregnant not too long after, but, and just told her that I'm pretty sure your dad is this guy, and DNA tests have said, nope, that's not the same guy.
Well, good for him. He would be really embarrassed if he was alive.
It is a nice dress on her, though. She is definitely showing off the assets.
Yeah, that's why we put it on screen right here for the folks.
Never said she wasn't a good-looking lady.
Exactly.
Probably shouldn't be fucking playing, Hide the Salami at the Beetlejuice concert.
Well,
God damn, how much did the taxpayers pay for those tits?
Enough. Like, we can fund the schools and the roads and the tits. If you got to look at her on TV, at least, have a reason to tune into those town hall meetings.
I mean, that's a good way to get people to vote for you. Just fucking put on a titty dress and just lean over the podium and be like, do we really want to talk about my opponent's platform or do we want to talk about my platform?
I'd vote for this lady.
Yeah, that's kind of like, you know what? She makes a really good fucking point. I see both of them right there.
Yeah. The only two you ever need to know. I think it's now time to check in with the audience. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Why not?
All right. So thank you, Shrubbles08, for our blue waffle word of the day. Also, Shrubble says, would Dion hook up a 10 out of 10 white woman even though she has blue waffles in her fanny? I'll take a horses for Dion and a Joe Rogan. Dion, I like to think you have higher standards, sir.
Listen, even if I was, I wouldn't tell you, motherfuckers.
Hey, fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough.
Sorry about this, Dion.
Who are you? What are you doing here, and where are my horses?
Yeah. Well, good luck sleeping tonight, Dion. Also, let's lighten the mood a little bit with our favorite coked out podcast host.
Imagine if you gave a white supremacist 5-MeO DMT, and then as the first one, as they're exhaling,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Black
you.
and white video in the bathtub was so much funnier when I thought he was trying to shit in the bathtub.
I didn't realize people have to try to shit in the bathtub. I thought they had to try not to shit in the bathtub.
I don't know.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Processy, that'd be the one that, is one of the easier ones.
Now, the Coos Bros have never shit in the bathtub, correct?
No.
All right, cool.
Standards.
Yeah.
Asato Fortune, thank you for being a member of the channel. Asato Fortune says, Bombay Bad Boy, Coach Kendo, and the Terminegro, and Andre the Giant's son sound like the new A-Team. Can I get a dead Pokemon, please? Maybe we should do an A-Team shirt. That should be a legit one.
Oh, yeah.
I'd definitely do that.
And your brother want a peanut? That'll be on the back. So, you wanted your dead Pokemon button. I believe it's right here.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Dead.
The musical part at the end of that afterwards, it's dead. Dun, dun, dun. That's the part that makes me-
I need to learn how to make the Who's That Pokemon thing. That'd be a lot of fun to have those custom buttons. Georgian, thank you. He says, Jeff, Formula One has drastically altered the Vegas Strip. They cut down the trees in front of the Bellagio and traffic is a mess. Go off Strip, have some fun if you can. Suggest Player One video game bar. I will check that out, Georgian. When I used to live out west, I was only 4 hours away from Las Vegas, so we would hit up Las Vegas 3 times a year. It was nice to be Compton to have all that stuff. This time it's a little different, but I will check out the Player One video game bar. The way my flight operates is I'm going to be out there earlier than everyone else. I'll have about 7 or 8 hours to myself, so maybe I'll visit a bar and go do that. I mean, you can day drink in Vegas. You can day drink anywhere, but you don't have any shame. Well, does anyone have shame day drinking anymore?
No.
It's not really like a problem, is it?
No.
We're a hedonistic society. I'm down with that. But yeah, I'll get shit-faced and check it out, so Georgian, thank you very much. But I'm sad they messed up the Strip, because the Strip was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of good times there. Go back and check out an old live stream I did on the Vegas Strip back in 2019. It led to a lot of fun. But Georgian, thank you very much. Enrique Vasquez says, so if Mario had $50 million more, I would have made $3 billion?
Yes.
55, please. Oh, dude, if Mario had had a bigger budget, it would have made 10 times what Barbie made, and everybody would have seen it 100 times. Leslie Jones's logic is sound. Now, for your number 55, here you go.
Oh no, not again.
Fucking, it makes me laugh. Oh no, not again.
Well, folks, that's why Stealing Solo is the greatest parody since Spaceballs. So go to stealingsolo.com to check it out right now. And thank you to everyone who's bought a copy on air. I will ship your books out in the morning before I work the Cincinnati Comic Expo. And if you're in the Midwest, come hang out with us. Get some stuff. Take some pictures. Hang out with us. It'll be a great time. I guarantee it. David Williams, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. David says, can I get a shout out for my 4th indie published book? The Dead Farm by D.W. Williams is a horror available on the Zon. Nick, you might like this one. I also have 2 fantasy books and a supernatural one as well. Stay pimpin', WCBS. Well, let's check that out real quick. The Dead Farm. I like the title.
Yeah, I do. Let's see where it's available. I might check it out.
It should be on Amazon, he said.
All right, then. I guess I'll...
Folks, we always want to support independent art. We want everyone to make their work. I'm trying to click the link right now and talk at the same time. I don't want the body farm. I want the dead farm. Isn't that what I said, right? No. What is it? Oh yeah, sorry. The Dead Farm by D.W. Here we go.
There we go.
There he is, D.W. Williams. So, folks, I will drop the link right now for you guys to check out this. It's new. It's got a 5-star rating, and it's available on Amazon right now. It says, Wilson and Eleonora Landry face the terrible reality of losing their land to the bank when their crops produce nothing for the year. The couple argues on what they should be doing to address the oncoming reclamation of their land. When Wilson comes across an offer too good to be true, with his back against the wall, Wilson gives and takes the deal, settling his family on a road to a horrific disaster. I mean, I like the sound of that. Horrific disasters are interesting to me. Ooh, this one looks cool too. So, folks, the title of that book is The Dead Farm by our friend D.W. Williams. Like I always say here on the channel, folks, we support independent artists because we want to help everyone find the next great thing. And so you can click the link and check this out right now from our pal David Williams. David, thank you very much for your super chat, and we're going to check these out. We'll let you know what we think of them in the future. Xavier DeGott says, Jeff, Kendo, did you guys check out Blue Mountain State yet? Dion and Nick should check it out too.
I have not. I haven't had the time to look into that, but I wrote it down. It is on the list.
Yeah, I've seen a good amount. I didn't see the whole series, but no, man, I fucking like Blue Mountain State. I remember when it was a big deal when it was on Spike. It's pretty good. I like that show. And we got fucking eventual Jack Reacher out of that show.
You mean the actor that replaced Tom Cruise?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Thad.
Is that really a name?
In Blue Mountain State, it is.
Thad Utam, the Samoan bad boy. that's your evil clone, Nick.
Well, I mean, does he? I guess he's the one who doesn't have a beard then.
He's got like the inverse goatee. Like he's got your beard, but he shaves the goatee part out.
That would. Oh God.
That would just look terrible.
That would look terrible. That's commitment if he wants to be the villain. I'm like, sure, whatever. You have a weird facial hair thing going on. You go with that. That's cool.
I should just draw that for like an alternate page of
please do, because I want to see what the fuck that looks like.
Now I'm tempted to start drawing it right now.
No,
you're
stay
an
on
easy
target.
character.
Stay on target.
Loosen up. Thank you, Xavier to God. I will check that out. But Dion's seen it already. So Georgian says, Mr. Kendo, while some folks think that James Buchanan is the worst president, others think it was Andrew Johnson. Aside from the Lincoln connection, was the guy on the $20 bill that bad?
Andrew Jackson's on the $20 bill. So I'm kind of confused. Aside from the Lincoln, Jackson wasn't connected to Lincoln. Okay, so all right, so Buchanan did absolutely nothing to prevent the Civil War and just kind of sat there and watched the snowball get bigger as it was going down the hill. Andrew Johnson just interfered with a lot of shit and did a bunch of things that just pissed everybody off. He kind of sucked. And I guess you meant Andrew Jackson, or you think Andrew Johnson's on the $20 bill. I'm not sure. But Jackson was a populist president. He was kind of like the everyman. But he also was a big proponent of slavery, which is bad. And then he also did a lot of things like signing 70 Indian treaties to remove people from the natives from their land. And he is responsible for the thing we know called the Trail of Tears. So, yeah, he's got a very controversial legacy. So, as a person, shitty human being, did some terrible things. As a president, kind of shitty too, but he also had some positives, like trying to stave off the bank and other things. But I wouldn't put him in the category as the worst. Jackson is mid. Johnson and Buchanan suck, though. So I'll give you those.
By the way, Nick, in the amount of time that Kendo answered the question, I drew out what you would look like with the inverse goatee. It just is fucking Wolverine mutton chops. That's all it is. I'm just like, this doesn't look that bad. It's just a mutton chop.
Okay.
We'll keep the soul patch, though. There you go. Now you look douchier.
That's the idea.
He also requested an Iron Grogu button, so here you go.
Rondo, welcome back, my friend. A little welcome gift. That's not the only gift I have for you. So what do you think?
Maybe when he's older. No. What do you mean, no?
I think he's saying he's old enough to operate it.
Yes, 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 yes.
No! You can't steal my catchphrase! No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No! No! No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
Good old Daniel Bryan.
Dang.
Xavier to God, thank you very much. Name the reason why your favorite wrestler wouldn't be considered the GOAT. And fuck, marry, kill Undertaker versus Kane, Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy, and Brett versus Owen rivalries. Okay. So let's start with the first part about give a reason why your favorite wrestler wouldn't be considered the GOAT. It's kind of hard because my favorite's The Rock, but because he never won the title at WrestleMania, that would be a reason why The Rock would never be the GOAT. Who's next?
I guess I have to say probably because had Stone Cold not gotten injured against Owen, he really could have been like, because he was still solid wrestling wise, but he definitely became limited. He just doesn't have that many great like matches. He's got some seriously great ones, but he doesn't have like, he still has him and Brett, because that's a fucking great, just arguably one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. But that injury definitely shortened his career. I'll say that because his time in the sun was derailed. He had to get fucking neck surgery, which I'm not mad about because then The Rock became the man. So I'm not ever gonna be pissed about it. But like, if he didn't need neck surgery, Stone Cold could I think he would undoubtedly be the GOAT.
How about you, Kendo?
Bret Hart is not the GOAT because he just didn't have the mic skills needed to carry a segment or a feud verbally. And he still is pissed off at Goldberg to this day, but rightfully so. But he doesn't need to say it all the fucking time. We know, Brett. Brett, I have loved you as a wrestler for the better part of 30-something years. And yeah, when fucking Goldberg kicked your head into Rose Ed, it fucked everything up. And that is terrible, and your career ended as a result. But at a certain point, you got to stop being pissed off about these things. I mean, you can still be pissed, but we know you don't have to tell us every time somebody starts to talk to you and you get interviewed.
Dude, I was watching an interview where he was talking about the Montreal screw job, and then he goes, and then when Bill Goldberg ended my career, and the rest of the video is him talking about Goldberg. I was just like, all right.
Yeah, believe me, I love Bret Hart. I will never not consider Bret Hart one of my favorites of all time. But
it's like, bro, like your former boss probably got your brother killed, and you are okay with that guy now.
Correct.
Now, since we're talking about Brett and Owen, let's list these rivalries. Fuck, marry, kill. Taker versus Kane, Matt versus Jeff, Owen versus Brett. So brothers.
Easy. Marry Brett versus Owen. Fuck Undertaker versus Kane, and kill Matt versus Jeff.
Agreed.
I hate to do this, but I'll third that as well. I mean, Matt versus Jeff was not a very good feud.
No.
The one match at WrestleMania is it's a pretty good match. It's a pretty good match. I did like the build, but that shit got played out real fast.
Yeah, I liked Jeff Hardy. I never really dug Matt Hardy.
I liked Matt. He just wasn't as popular as Jeff.
Well, he was the most daring man to ever leap from the second rope, so, got to give a guy credit where credit's due.
That fucking swanton blow the roof out of every fucking building it's in.
You can talk people into a lot of things when they're highly intoxicated.
Right.
What was it? Victory Road was the pay-per-view where he was too fucked up to wrestle?
Mm-hmm. And that fan's like, that's fucking bullshit. And Sting goes, I agree.
Up next, we have Sejorjan. Thank you very much. He says, trust, but verify. Like Axel with $5,000 button.
$5,000.
Read my lips. This is bullshit. Now, let's give you that button that you requested. It is right here.
Me off, all right, man. Jerk somebody else off. This is bullshit. I need $5,000, not $2,000 thing, man. Don't do this to me.
Look, don't be unreasonable. You're not dealing with Johnny Bananas. Come on. Yeah.
No, I know I ain't dealing with Johnny Bananas, baby. Can I have my money? Look, can I say it slow for you? Look, I need $5,000. Read my lips. $5,000 is what I need.
I'd have got him his money. I'm a man of my word.
Shit, I almost wanted to watch the rest of the movie. I was like, oh shit, we watching, but oh fuck, wait, that was a clip.
Well, when I see you in a month, we'll watch Beverly Hills Cop twice.
Goddamn right.
Do you have a 4K player yet?
I do not.
Because it's really worth getting one to watch Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. It looks that good on 4K.
Nice.
TLJ Screwjob with a generous super chat. He says, we need another crisis like the one that's had its anniversary last week to make people, even for a little bit, realize that pronouns / 56,000 genders and hashtag MeToo grifting doesn't really matter. I do wish people would value each other again.
Yeah,
because
but
the sense of unity.
I don't think we need to have something happen like what happened on the anniversary last week in order to get that to occur.
No, we just need to kind of. I think we need to get away from social media in its entirety because, yeah, that's really having an effect on people.
Yeah, human interactions at an all-time low.
Yep, and then that's a problem.
Well, people won't want to talk to each other or bang or anything like that, so eventually there'll be like 9 people left on the planet. Thanks, Twitter.
Thanks, Twitter. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, Instagram. Thank all of them.
It just let you know how shitty people are.
I mean, I don't think that's. I mean, yeah, there are shitty people, but I mean, it seems like social media, especially all of them, will always show you real negative stuff because you want to keep watching it, and that's what people will, kind of pay attention to. So you get in your mind that everybody's shitty all the time, and it's like that's really not the case. There are shitty people out there, yes, but not that many.
No. And, WCBS is going to start putting spotlights on some positive stuff. I've been working behind the scenes to create a couple shows that elevate good content. I understand. What'd you say?
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yeah. Okay. When stuff is bad, I'm always going to call it out. But when stuff is good, I'm going to praise it too. And I'd like people to check out the content that we make about good quality stuff. So be on the lookout for our new series, No BS, coming in 2024. I might actually drop a tester episode very soon to see what you guys think of it. But yeah, life's too short to be angry about shit. Like, of course, there are bad seasons of shows, but like Ahsoka isn't very good, but it's also not worth like making 50 videos about bitching. It is what it is. It's kind of shitty. It's slow. It's drawn out. It's laughable. But it's not Last Jedi bad. Don't let anybody fucking
but it's
that.
Yeah. I mean, and the reason I'm not watching it because it's fucking Disney Star Wars. I'm like, I don't need to watch this.
You don't.
Yeah.
Don't. Here's the thing, too. You're not a fucking Clone Wars or Rebels fan, so you're not going to give a shit about half the stupid crap that makes no sense in this show.
Yeah.
Like, they literally go into the mouth of a space whale and travel through hyperspace.
Okay, cool.
The whale travels through hyperspace without an engine. They just ride in its mouth because...
There's... Oh, God, I feel like I need... Kendo, I need your physics knowledge to help me with this. Is that even fucking possible?
Who cares, man? It's magic, baby. We're Disney. We make magic. It's fucking space whales that hop through hyperspace. Shit. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, baby. Just watch it. Just give us your money.
When did you become Thunderlips?
Right?
Yeah,
that's Star Wars, right, baby?
See, that's the more interesting question about all this. But no, I'm pretty sure whales can't hyperspace fly. Cut through, yeah, that doesn't work.
Because I feel like the ship would cut through the whale at like light speed and then leave a fucking ship-sized hole in it.
Well, no. The whales have the natural ability to jump into hyperspace, so they just.
Oh dear God! Okay, all right. Never mind.
Okay, we're done here. That's just stupid.
Never mind. No, I'm sorry.
See, I can't get behind that. I'm done. No.
You know what I want to do is I want to take
space horses, baby. Don't think about it, y'all.
Horses.
Just watch it, baby. Just watch it, baby.
I want to get the clip of the whales jumping into hyperspace and then juxtapose that with that clip from South Park where they're all dead on the moon. That's my favorite moment.
Free Willy XYZ or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I feel like Dion's trying to become the Disney's new marketing guy. It's like, don't worry about it,
Yeah,
baby.
he's their new
Space
hype
whales,
man.
Listen,
Space whales and everything. It's all good, man. It's
You
magic,
know,
listen,
magic.
Disney has essentially become your drunk black uncle. That, like, takes some wild shit, and you're like, "What?" He's like, "Don't worry about it, baby. Just don't worry about it. Just watch
Hey,
it. Just check."
Dion, you know who should really be the spokesperson for Disney in 2024?
Who?
Mr. Cleo.
Oh my
Can
god.
you imagine bum clock? It's a bum clock. Mr. Cleo here to read the chimes, read the cards, because why the cards don't lie, darling. The cards don't lie. You want to make some money, baby? You want to make some money? Yeah, you want to make some money, baby?
You sound like a prostitute.
Hey, I mean, oldest profession in the world, darling. The cards don't lie. Sometimes the cards say you gotta give somebody a pound of flesh. You dig? Let me read your tarot cards, baby. Because the cards don't lie.
Well, thank you. These have been the wise words of Mr. Cleo.
Call me now.
It's been too goddamn long.
Fuck, I made myself laugh.
TLJ Screwjob, thank you. He says, genuinely, we have never been as united as we were on December 8th, 1941 and September 12th, 2001. Nothing else mattered except being there for each other.
Yeah,
I
but
can't speak on the 1941 part since I wouldn't be born for another 47 years, but
thing. Like, you can't make that our entire identity either. Like, it can't be this like cookie cutter thing. Like, yeah, man, like that's crazy, but like, you know, fuck you. That's not how the world works. You can't wait for a disaster every time for everybody to come together. People have to be able to compromise in the meantime. You know,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The world's a crazy fucking place. Who knows what's fucking going on? You know, our boy Putin out here wilding. You know, he's trying to motherfucking Russia's starting. They think about mutinizing and shit. We all know how Russians get. You know, when they don't like shit no more. But you know, you have to, like, time changes things. You know, and people have to learn to compromise. You know, to your earlier point. You know, the huge thing, especially with so many things. You know, it not just politically, entertainment wise. You know, you have to learn that it's okay to be wrong. You know, you don't have to be right all the fucking time.
It's okay to disagree,
and it's okay to disagree. Like, you can have friends. You know, as long as your friends ain't out there killing people. You know, you can disagree about shit. You know, making. And I get it, man. Like, you know, we were young men when 9/11 happened. But that can't be your whole fucking personality. You know, and I get it. You know, 1940, you know, World War II was this fucking bitch. The world's different. It's not easy. It's not black and white. I mean, pun, not so much intended. But the world isn't that simple anymore. And you gotta learn to disagree with motherfuckers. And you can still hang out and watch movies. And sometimes the movies fucking suck. Fuck.
Well,
that's the thing. I'm with you. We were together, but the world is a different place.
Yeah, I like the sentiment. Like, I'm all about unity because I always use the reason we cover pop culture the way we do, besides liking it, is the fact that, you know, pop culture and movies and entertainment is the glue that binds us all together. It's not really the force; it's our shared experience with these things. And it's not the movies are becoming less and less universal. Therefore, we're not sharing those experiences, and I think that creates a less fun environment.
That's a really good fucking point. Yeah, that's actually no, because even when, you know, my parents moved over here and you know, I was growing up, they showed me movies that meant something to them when I grew up. My mom loved 80s action movies and 90s action movies, so me and my brother would watch the fuck out of those. Like, my brother, our favorite action movie is Tango and Cash. Like, we love that shit. For Christmas one year, I found somebody made custom figures, and I gave one to my brother, and I have one from Tango and Cash. But like, that's a very simple universal story, good versus evil, you know. And I think Jeff's right. Like, we're missing that. That's the thing that, you know, will bring us together. These stories that, you know, with simple morality tales and things like that that are fun to watch, that aren't really heavy-handed with the politics and the ideology and things like that are just good to watch. That's what we're missing in our entertainment right now.
Yeah, like we can't all go to the movies anymore. Like, that's no matter why you don't want to go to a movie, like that should bother people. Like, this motherfucker talking about, him and his mom fucking love Tango and Cash. Like, that's important to motherfuckers, And sometimes them movies ain't great, but like, you shouldn't be basing the thing that brings people together specifically trying to make them divisive.
I think a lot of that comes from the net, really. It's a lot of the... we always try to, ride the line of not getting into, like, boring political real-world stuff. But you got to remember, like, we had a terrible world event happen, and it made people less and less unified. The damn pandemic.
Well,
and so now, it's just, I don't know, it's even worse off now.
It seems like through these, historical events that we've gone through, especially, 9/11 and things like that, there seems to be a underlying thing of, like, with that, there was, distrust amongst certain people. And with the pandemic, there was mistrust of people who were unclean and didn't follow certain rules. That seems to be kind of the weird narrative that's following these things, and I'm not a fan of it. Because people are adults and are making their own fucking choices. That should be the thing, And the fact that there is distrust against, amongst neighbors, I think is incredible bullshit. It shouldn't happen that way. We should be looking out for each other more than ever and helping each other out more than ever than we are now. It doesn't make sense to be this way right now. It really doesn't.
I concur, man. That's what I would really like. Even though it's not a very good movie, Semi-Pro had it right. ELE, everybody love everybody.
Yeah, and it's just terrible. It seems like with more and more, so especially with social media, there's more and more. Well, once again, with it showing you all the negative stuff and you constantly being divided by that all the time, and people who've been friends for decades having minor disagreements about certain political issues and just having hard lines set in the sand for that is terrible. I know lots of friends who have cut off people because they didn't agree about certain politics or certain things like that. I'm like, that's crazy. That a person you've known for a third or a fourth of your life, you just cut off like that because you had a disagreement about a political issue. Unless it's, I shouldn't even say that, but it shouldn't happen that way. You should be able to discuss it and at least live, okay, knowing that somebody thinks differently from you, unless it's incredibly dangerous. But it just doesn't make sense.
It's what makes the world go round. Different strokes for different folks. Plus, if everyone was the same, you don't want that. Nobody wants everyone to have the same opinion and the same thought. But when your echo chamber sits in your pocket, or you stare at it for 12 hours a day, it's going to change the way your brain operates and the way you think about things. Either you don't think, or you just kind of let the thing think for you. Oh, that guy makes a good point. I'm going to back that. Like, folks, the thing we always want from you guys here is just to have a good time and, share your take on stuff. I don't sit and make, 25-minute videos where I yell into the camera, this is bullshit and you should all think this way. No, I end every video, folks, what do you think about all this? You know what I think, so let's hear what you have to say. And I read the comments, and I'm trying to interact more and more with you guys. And that's the end of it. I hate when people want to, like, fucking impose their views. Oh, if you disagree with me, you're fucking blocked and dropped and kicked out of the channel.
That's how I do things.
That's okay. We still love you, though. See, we disagree, but we love you.
Well, and look at this podcast where we shouldn't have come together the way we all grew up in different parts of the world and stuff like that, and the way we met up and everything. It's weird the way it happened.
We're like the Avengers. Somehow, I don't know.
Fine, I'll go with that.
We'll go with it. Yeah, I'll just say that's not all right. Sure.
I call Hulk.
Okay.
Then I can be Hawkman. Is what
I'll be Iron Man.
Dion's Thor.
No, I want to be Thor.
Okay, fine. Kendo's Thor. You Nordic bastard.
Yeah, that's a factual statement too. So we'll go with that.
The Nordic bastard Kendo Slice. That's your new name.
Yeah, I'm real huge in Sweden apparently.
Oh God.
Never been there.
Yeah. No, I mean, then that's why as old farts are nostalgic for like the '90s and early 2000s because things were fucking simpler, man. We could ride our, be out until the streetlights came on and ride bikes and meet up with our friends and play video games and drink from the hose and all kinds of shit because it was simpler, man. That's all.
And we could get on the internet and deal with technology. It's like it was a good medium between like living a life and having a digital life. But people understood like after a while, let's log off and read a book or touch grass or do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you could also disagree about things without being called some kind of ist and being threatened.
Man, a bunch of weak people out there, man. Assholes.
Yep, those fucking assholes.
Crazy motherfucker.
Overkill161, thank you very much for your super chat. Says on Tuesday you said some detractor is giving you Last Angry White Guy title. Why that would make a great WCBS t-shirt. Maybe make the haters work for you.
Just have a photo of your face and be like Last Angry White Guy.
Yeah.
I'll draw it.
There you go. Oh my god.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I love when people peg us as four angry white guys on the internet. I love it so much. I really do.
They mistake us for other people that we've streamed with in the past constantly, and it's like, cool, I'm glad you watch us and like our content, but at least understand which show you're listening to. That'd be like if I bitched about how the WWE is so terrible, but I'm watching fucking Food Network stars or something, and it's like, you're not even watching the same show. Quit bitching about Bobby Flay when you mean Bobby Lashley. It's like,
that's a giant difference, but
I know one's a giant black guy and one's a little Irish guy, and man, the little Irish guy can cook like a mofo.
Yeah, you get.
That's right.
Much rather hang on Bobby Flay.
Beat up by the black dude. That's a big motherfucker.
No, Bobby Lashley needs to eat, and Bobby Flay's like, look, man, you could kick my ass, or I could make you an ancho chili porterhouse and change your life. And he goes,
right.
All right, give me the steak.
All right, you have 1 hour.
He's like, I don't even need an hour. He fucking seasons up that steak, reverse sears it, bastes it in butter, perfect medium rare, chef's kiss. That's one of the things I want for us as a channel to have, a Bobby Flay cooked meal. That's on my bucket list.
Dude,
that's not a joke. Oh god, we'll fucking die. TLJ Screwjob says, make a power combo, please. Wait, what'd you say?
So I'm willing to risk it.
If you gotta go with a smile. I don't think any of us would be upset if we're having fucking Bobby Flay meals.
Yeah.
I love Bobby Flay.
Folks in the chat, tell us your favorite famous chef. Is it Gordon Ramsay? Is it Bobby Flay? Is it Emeril Lagasse? Is it Giada De Laurentiis? Tell us below.
I mean, if we're going to qualify it with, things like that, then, Vajada gets up on the list. But in terms of just like people I like to watch for the actual cooking of it, then I'm going to go with Bobby.
Yeah. I'll pick Bobby Flay for just like actual quality cooking content. But who else do I like? I watch a lot of Food Network. That's not a secret. If you know me, folks, which most of you don't, but you should get to know us. Join us on Patreon where we talk about our real everyday lives. I like Food Network. I watch way too much of it. Like anything with barbecue, I watch.
Dude, the other night we sat down, turned on the TV, and it was Chopped, and then Guys Grocery Games, and I'm just like, I ain't changing the channel. I've changed my mind. Dude, I've come around on Guy Fieri. I used to fucking hate him.
Yeah, I know. You
like
used to really fucking hate him.
He just annoyed the shit out of me with his fucking
fair.
Sunglasses on backwards. I just wanted to punch him in the back of the head where the nose was supposed to be in them glasses. And I just thought he was an annoying douche. But now he's still kind of a douche, but I like him. I turned around on Guy Fieri.
And if you can change, Kendo, we can all change. That's what Rocky taught us.
Yeah, if I Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. Flavor Town, bro.
Oh my god.
I've always had no issues with him, but I read an article about how he was a terrible neighbor, how he'd play music so loud and do all this crazy shit, and I'm like, I kind of like him even more, because I'd love to listen.
That's awesome. Depends on what he's playing, but yeah, I'm down.
I'd tell him straight up, I'd be like, look, you're a lousy, annoying neighbor, but I like you if you invite me over to barbecues. I would be fucking, honest with him. Like, just have me over to eat.
Yeah, here's a requirement. Every time you have a barbecue, you invite me over, or I'm calling the cops. This is how it's gonna work.
Make me a plate, bro. I'll be happy to visit Flavor Town.
Does he call his bedroom that? That's the main question.
No, his wife is Flavor Town.
Does she come up that way on the phone whenever she calls him?
Yeah, she does. Now, TLJ Screwjob asked for a mega power combo. Yeah, 2 Tobys and a Hulk breathing. So here you go. I believe. Is this what you mean? Because that's one half of the mega powers, the mega powers. And then you got this guy, who may or may not be on some substances back in 1989. Thank you, Hulk.
Little primatine mist. We'll clear that up.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'd love to hear is somebody to edit his like breathing sounds to the tune of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think that would work out great. If we have any
Well,
editors out
folks,
there
if
in
you're
the chat.
listening, there's your mission for the week.
Thank you, TLJ Screwjob. Xavier to God says, fuck, marry, kill. Powdered sugar, chocolate glazed, and plain donuts. All right, we might not be friends after this one because donuts are a very serious matter here on WCBS.
I'm guessing he's talking about like the little cake donut things you get at the gas station.
For what? The plain donuts?
Well, because it's the powdered sugar, so I'm thinking he's talking about like them little donuts, right?
Oh, like the Daily Madison ones?
Yeah.
Of those three, I'll fuck powdered sugar, marry chocolate glazed, and kill plain. Now, for the cinnamon sugar ones, I'm marrying those.
Yeah. I'm going to kill powdered sugar because that stuff would get everywhere and it'd make my teeth feel funny. I'll fuck the plain ones, unless they were like those crumble donuts. Those are great. Then I'm marrying chocolate glaze because those will always be special to me. Those just feel like childhood.
Oh, I'm just realizing something. I have to take something out of the title of this video. I mentioned that we'd talk about the Aquaman stuff. Long story short, did you hear people are, like, the test audience is walking out because Black Manta kills Aquaman's son? And that's, like, offensive to people?
Damn, really?
Are you damn reeling the baby or the fact that people are offended?
No, that they fucking had him kill Aquaman's son.
Well, I mean, I guess they're trying to give motivation for the character to be angry and want revenge, but...
But he's Aquaman. He's angry and wants revenge because they're messing up his sea people.
Yeah, but the bad guys are supposed to be bad. Like, I'm not into infanticide, but you gotta be a bad guy. No more of this, oh, they're just misunderstood. No, fuck that. I want villains to be villains. Evil, repugnant pieces of shit.
Oh, no, I agree. So apparently this is a bridge too far. Him killing a child or something. I don't know.
I thought Zack Snyder making these movies was a bridge too far, and this is what sets people off? DC is in terrible places right now.
No, it's not DC. I think the people are a little too fucking sensitive. I think that's what it is, too.
I was trying to be diplomatic about it. I absolutely think if fans are offended by this, you guys need to fucking stop. All right? If you think that's an issue, that Aquaman, a fictional baby's killed in a movie, calm the fuck down. Like, this is... That half of the audience makes society just as soft as the fucking weird people. It's like, guys, it's not a...
Here's how they should have done it. He should have been chasing a kite while they were on a picnic on land, and then he gets run over by a truck that's driven by black mantas. Then people wouldn't be as offended.
And then they bury his son in some weird underground cemetery. Then he comes back to life.
Drag him to the Micmac burial ground. The ground's sour.
Could Miko Hughes have a cameo in Aquaman? Because I think he needs it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Was his name Gage Creed? Was that his name?
That was him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've only watched that movie once with you guys.
We watched Pet Sematary together?
We didn't do it for the channel. I thought we just watched it together.
I don't recall that one.
Well, let's fix that for Schlocktober one of these years.
That's fine. We can watch Pet. I mean, I like it. It fucked me up when I was like 7 years old and saw it.
No, dude, no. That and like that. And it's funny because the way they shot it, you always like put it in your mind as like the kid. You see the kid getting run over, but you never do. It's just the way the imagery is and everything works out. The way the cuts are. It's really jarring. It's very jarring. The remake was terrible.
Oh God, it was so bad. That was so.
That's what we watched.
Oh yeah, we watched the remake. All right, that's what it was then. That makes sense.
Controversial hot take. I have never found a single Stephen King movie scary. I found them good to great, but I've never been legitimately freaked out by anything Stephen King related.
No, they're not frightening at all.
No.
And I guess that's fine, because not everything needs to have, psychological terror or Tom Atkins in it. But they're just entertaining.
Whoa. Come on. It's Tom Atkins, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's got a diet named after him and everything.
He's got some new action figures coming out. I was watching Halloween 3 last night. What a fucking phenomenal movie.
Oh, is there a Halloween 3 figure coming out?
No, it's a... Oh, yeah, it is a Halloween 3 figure. Sam Chow's. It's only going to be available at the 45-year anniversary in Pasadena.
Ah, damn it. Never mind.
I know, right? The Night of the Creeps figure's gone up in value, so you have that, right, Nick?
Yes, I do.
Hold on to that bad boy. Don't ever open him up.
Okay. Well, now I'm really not going to fucking open it up, okay?
I got my Garbage Day figure sitting in the box still. I'm hoping once Eric Freeman becomes an Oscar award winner that people will finally realize the value of this toy that I paid retail for.
Oh God, I might get Tom Atkins to sign that that figure then and put a picture on it or whatever that he actually signed it so I can sell it later on for more money.
Nick, we should have a social experiment. If this doesn't already exist, we should start the Twitter account Tom Atkins Mustache and see if we can get 1 million followers. Like, Tom Atkins Mustache likes Coca-Cola.
Oh my God!
Hold on, I'm actually gonna write this one down because it'll be a self-aware, sentient mustache that speaks in the third person. Twitter. Watch. I have no time now, but I'll make some free time. Like when I go to the bathroom, I'll tweet as Tom Atkins Mustache. We'll see if we can get every follower. We can get the Soska sisters, Linnea Quigley, all of them.
That'd be awesome.
Up next, we have our friend Bear Beard Whiskers. What a great name. Mm-hmm. A philosopher once said that the best way to fight against things this is humor. Well, I'm all about fighting with humor because if you make people laugh, then it kind of, it makes everything better. It either sucks the air out of the seriousness or it just gives people something to, I don't know, help them forget the bad shit.
Yeah, and if they don't laugh, tell them to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Exactly. No. Comedy is I think more important now than ever before, and it needs to just quit being censored so much and looked after and cleaned up. Just let it be what it is, man. That's fine. And once again, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't write a fucking tweet about it. Just don't watch it. That's it.
Well, writers of the Mary Sue and your ilk, fuck off.
God damn.
Shove that Coke bottle up your ass.
Sideways. Adam Wofford says, "Hey Jeff, did you see what I sent you on Facebook?" I did not. Did you send it via the group or did you send it to me on Messenger? Because I did not see that, Adam. If you'd like to resend it to me or post it in the group and tag me, I will check it out as soon as you do. MPause, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. Thank you, folks, to everybody tonight who's been supporting WCBS. We greatly appreciate you on our road to 200K, our road to episode 400, and a whole lot more. WCBS, guys, we have the energy. We have the ability. We're back and happier than ever to do this. So join us each and every week as we ride through this weird world of 2023, 2024, and every year that we exist. He says, MPause says, I come seeking the knowledge of Ken Dukin. Please tell the class, what steps did Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover take to repair the nation after the screw-ups of Wilson? Also, why so much hate towards Gerald Ford? Well, I'll answer that one because you all look like Gerald Ford. That's the fucking problem. But no, Ken Dukin, could you please enlighten our friends?
So Gerald Ford got a bunch of hate because he pardoned Nixon, and government distrust was at a new height, and it looked like cronyism. But the thing is, by pardoning Nixon, he saved the country from going through a very divisive time and the potential trial of Richard Nixon. So in hindsight, that was actually probably the best thing he should have done at that point, but it also caused him a lot of trouble and He ended up losing re-election. Might actually have been his first chance to be elected to the presidency since he inherited it to Jimmy Carter. And what steps did Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover take to repair the nation after its groups of Wilson? I mean, they did. Harding took a definite hands-off approach to things, but then he also had a cabinet that was rife with scandal, Teapot Dome, and all that shit. Coolidge is actually one of the better presidents we've ever had because he handled the executive branch the way you're supposed to. He only got involved when shit needed to be involved in, but for the most part, he just kind of let things go on their own way. And Hoover also didn't let the government get involved in a lot of things. Stock market crash, and he probably should have got involved, but he didn't. And things were kind of starting to rebound a little bit, but people were pissed, and so they voted for the commie in sheep's clothing, that is FDR.
Thank you, Ken Dukin, for your wise knowledge. Also, to shoot back to Adam Wofford's super chat, he had said, a time traveler says that a giant space creature will soon be found by NASA. This is a message he sent me. So, if we have a time traveler, why hasn't he been giving us better advice? But if there's a giant space creature... See, the thing that sucks is, like, a lot of crazy shit could happen, but everyone's going to be focused on, like, Taylor Swift and all this other dumb shit. Like, they're not going to care about space whales and all this crap. Oh, Taylor Swift, she's coming to fucking Detroit, blah, blah, blah. She's going to save the city. It's like, no, she doesn't come to your town and save the air. No. Nobody cares about anything important. They care about the dumbest shit. The pumpkin spice latte of pop culture, Taylor Swift. Every woman in America likes her, and dudes are like, what the fuck ever. Have a whiskey.
I'm glad I said that on the show.
That's the name. Dude, that's going to be the name of the fucking clip for tomorrow. I literally wrote this down with a timestamp. It says, Taylor Swift pumpkin spice latte of pop culture. Right here. At 1 hour, 29 minutes. So... maybe I'll have some fun with a title card. I'll put her head in like a pumpkin spice latte or something.
There you go. There you go.
People will click on the link thinking, "Oh, they're gonna drown Taylor Swift. That's fucked up." Watch the content,
dude. That well here. Whenever you make the card, send it to me so I can post on social media everywhere. Because I'm sure people will like they'll click on it and they'll be like, "What the fuck is this?"
We'll get Swifties after us. That's
good. Good.
Our first blood feud on social media is us versus the fans of Taylor Swift. 4 dudes versus 10 million women. I know the numbers are not in our favor, but god damn it, we're gonna win. We got an army of 200,000 on our side. We will have those Swifties second guessing themselves because for every one of them, Kendo can take down 100 with some logic.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Adama, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. Hail, guys! I realize that it's a comedy. However, there was an Indian guy that practiced martial arts that I practiced martial arts with back in high school. He had to quit because people kept picking fights with him, and he fell behind in school.
Oh shit! If he was Indian and fell behind in school, his parents must have fucking hated him.
You would think with all those fights that he was getting into, he would have gotten a lot better in martial arts, though. Getting all that experience.
Yeah, but I mean, I know, and when you study things like that, like the one thing they tell you is like, don't fight unless you have to, kind of thing. That's always like in all of their teaching and rhetoric is like, don't do it unless
I'm
you
aware.
have to.
I did it. So
okay.
It was always, this is a self-defense mechanism. So if somebody's trying to pick a fight with you and starting shit, self-defend yourself. All it takes is for you to beat the shit out of one of those crackers, and they'll leave you alone.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Depends on where you live. I mean, I live in the South, so a lot of them are pretty dumb.
I know. And all it takes is one brown bomber to whoop their ass, and then they'll kind of back down a little bit. Because do you want to be the guy that starts shit with the kid and then gets your ass kicked? No.
Yeah. Oh well.
Is that Nick's new name, Brown Bomber?
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Because that was Joe Lewis's nickname, and I would never put Nick in the category of Joe Lewis.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I think Nick deserves his own arena like that, dude.
They tore it down.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Dion and I went there the last couple of months it was ever in existence.
Yeah, but I mean, that sucks. I'm sad he got picked on. Once again, people are assholes. That's all I can say.
Counterpoint: the school I went to, the Indian kid never got picked on. We liked Bombsy. Still friends with him on Facebook. He's a doctor and lives in Florida.
Of course, he's a doctor.
And he married a white lady.
Good for him.
You got to
He's
assimilate
living the
somehow.
American dream.
Yeah, but to say you got to assimilate somehow. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and his family is super fucking traditional. His graduation was at like the St. Louis Indian Center.
Oh my god.
There was me and a couple other dudes, and we were the only white guys in that entire fucking building.
Did they at least feed you?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of really good food there, man. It was like fucking curry, like those the Bombay mix type shit, like snacks, fucking you name it, it was there. It was awesome.
Is that where your love of Indian food stems from?
No, it's just really fucking good. It's flavorful and it's spicy. It's awesome.
You're not gonna hear me argue. I enjoy it myself.
Oh my god.
And naan bread is like a fluffy, tastier version of the fucking pita. Because everyone's like, oh, pita bread's great. Pita bread to me tastes like fucking stale camel. It's just not
stale camel.
I only eat fresh camel myself.
Oh god.
Nothing's better than a good garlic naan. The only problem is they never give you enough of it.
That's also factual.
That's because they want you to pay for it. That's why.
Oh, is that? Fuck it. I'm just gonna order.
Here's
10 orders
the funny thing about this. Like whenever Indians walk into a Chinese restaurant, they fucking hate us immediately. It doesn't matter what time of day we are, how early we are, how late we are. They immediately fucking hate all of us.
Well, there's probably some kind of Asian disliking amongst each other because I've learned that Asians don't like other Asians.
Nope. That's 100% true. Because like I've gone to Indian restaurants with my I've gone to some Chinese restaurants with my Indian friends before, and it's like middle of the day, and they will give us the shittiest look and take forever with our food and keep getting order wrong, and it'll just be a terrible experience sometimes. I'm just like, God damn you guys.
Yeah, and they also tend to faction off really quickly. Like,
yeah, they do.
I've learned that we don't like China for their several reasons, but we're okay with Japan for the most part. We're kind of okay with South Korea. Indonesians, it depends on the day. And we look at Vietnamese very suspiciously. To which I'm like, yeah, I get you right there. We kind of have a bad history with them. But that was sort of our own doing, but at the same time, kind of theirs too. So, but yeah, I've learned quite a bit in the last couple of years about, what Asians like each other and what Asians don't.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's God, it's so funny. What is it? During the whole the college diversity thing or whatever that happened in the U.S. or it's still happening, Asians were pegged as white people.
Nice.
I'm not kidding. Like that's a category because like whenever they had you do the college thing, if you were marked as Asian, you were like put in the white category, and then that was it. You weren't given you weren't even put in the in the thing anymore.
See, there you go. You made it. You're one of us now. Aren't you happy? You've ascended. There is a caste system here in the United States.
I don't know what else to say.
I'll have a random aside. Nick, you need to go to a Chinese restaurant with me. The old Asian ladies like me. They always give me the best service.
Because they think you're gonna stomp on them. That's why, Jeff.
They're like, he can walk in here and one, destroy our fucking inventory budget, and two, he could just with one flick of his fingers send us flying through that wall.
Well, that's power you
anger
can't
the
buy.
large man.
Well, everyone I've been to has done a good job. Restaurants, not people. Maybe you'll try.
Well, yeah,
down
I mean,
south,
like,
Nick.
yeah, I mean, not every time not every Chinese place I've been to has been like that, but like quite more than half have kind of been like, well, since you guys are here, we have a problem. Like, geez,
If you
really?
went into a Pakistani restaurant, would they look at you crossed?
First of all,
there even such a thing?
Yeah, I was about to say. First of all, there has to be a Pakistani restaurant, Kendo.
Theoretically.
Secondly, it has to actually be open and functioning, and be worthy of of food and people actually going there. So there's that too.
Fair enough.
Xavier to God, thank you very much. He says, Jeff, what do you like more, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 or 2 more? And what did you think about the games, and what race did you pick for your character avatar? Okay, I do actually own this game. A lot of times people ask me anime-based questions, and I go, sorry, I don't know. I have that game for the Switch. I've only played the first one, so I can only say I like the first one more. And I don't remember what my avatar was because I got the game and I didn't necessarily love it. I didn't like the fact that you had to walk around the hub world and do all this random crap. When it comes to DBZ, I either want to play stuff that is just like the TV show, or I want random fighting games that look just like the cartoon come to life. So I can't go any deeper than that, but I did enjoy it. I like Dragon Ball Z. To me, I guess I grew up with DBZ at a time where it's not as... And I apologize for the wording here. It's not as foreign to me as other anime or other shows because I just grew up with it. It just feels very familiar. Now, other stuff like Naruto and that kind of crap, I don't know anything about it. And some of them I just will never get into. I just don't want to. Now, One Piece, I'm watching the live action show, so that's a little different. But DBZ feels as, familiar to me as many other shows. And I don't even know what I was getting on about that. My point is, I don't remember my avatar, but I've liked many Dragon Ball Z games, except the one for PS1. That shit was hard and the frame rate was terrible. So, Xavier to God, thank you very much. Another very generous super chat from Adama. Thank you so much, Adama. He says, with The Rock and Cena being back at WWE, where do the battle lines fall with the Bloodline and its enemies? Cody, Sammy, KO, Jay on Raw, and Cena, AJ Styles. Maybe The Rock on SmackDown. Will any of it take them down at the Royal Rumble? And then it's me, Austin.
All right. The answer to that question lies in when does the Film Actors Guild strike end?
That's true.
Because once that happens, then you won't see Rock and Cena anywhere near WWE for a while.
Yeah.
I wish The Rock would just quit acting. I don't care if he wrestles, just quit acting, Rock.
Yeah, because he's kind of spent there. I think he stretches goodwill with people too far, and it's like, all right, dude, we know you're just gonna be The Rock whenever the fuck you do. It's not entertaining anymore. Just stop.
Yep. And the idea of him coming back and trying to win the belt or something along those lines, it's just like, if you're trying to build new stars, you're trying to push the company into the future, throwing the belt on anybody that's 50-something years old, I don't care if it is Cena or The Rock, is not the way to do it.
I know this sounds terrible, but I don't give a shit. I don't care about the future. I want to see The Rock win the title at WrestleMania. It's never happened. That's the last thing on his career list of things to do. And I'll be a mark for it and be happy. But
he did win the title at WrestleMania.
Never. He's never won the belt at WrestleMania in his entire career.
Rock Austin at WrestleMania 19 wasn't for the belt?
No, Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle was for the title, and Booker T versus Triple H.
But see, the thing is, everyone's like, oh, The Rock needs to come back and fight Roman Reigns, blah, 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 blah. That you don't even need the title belt in the picture for that to be a money-drawing match to get everybody's eyes on the product. That's the thing. Like, you don't have to have the title online for that to happen. Because here's the thing. What happens is this. Rock beats Roman Reigns to dethrone him and, slap his dick on the table as being the head of the table. Gotcha. Okay, great. So now The Rock has the belt. Who does he lose to?
I mean, I don't care that far. I just would like to see The Rock win the belt.
I get that, but I'm just, from a booking standpoint of what's going to happen with this company, you have to know where you're going after that, or at least have an idea, because clearly The Rock would just be a transitional champion at that point because, he's in his 50s. And he's been doing stuff, been physical for most of his life. He can't keep it up forever. And as soon as the Film Actors Guild decides to go back to work, he's going to go back to acting. So
well, Kendall, I think the answer I would have for you is because of the new business and the new direction with this company, they need to get bankable stars. Because in UFC, you can't really craft a star like you can in wrestling. Because, it's real talent-based. It's real sport. It's real, these people are getting their asses whooped. Wrestling is a little different, where you can bring out a classic wrestler and book them a certain way and kind of gimmick that emotion or elicit that emotional response in a controlled environment. And realistically, there is no bigger star than The Rock. I know in the Attitude Era, Stone Cold sold a shirt every 3 seconds, and this rating and that pop, and the dirt sheets and all these other people, but The Rock is the big one. I'll say over Stone Cold. It's like Hulk Hogan, Rock, then Stone Cold. And Stone Cold has come back and wrestled, and that was great, and I'm all for that. But The Rock never got that one last match because he's been holding off, telling people I got all this shit in me. This is it. And I think this is the perfect time to cash in on it because if you don't do it now, it'll be too late. And they are building talent. I think the only person that wouldn't benefit, or the only person that's hurt by this, is Cody Rhodes. And then Mark's on the internet, oh, but Cody Rhodes' story, it's got to be finished. I don't fucking care. Cody Rhodes is going to be fine. He's the ultimate face right now. Let him beat Seth Rollins. Let The Rock lose, and then let Cody Rhodes beat The Rock. You can have a fucking family versus family story. If it's all about my father this, my father that, Rock can say, well, I don't know if his dad or grandpa wrestled Dusty Rhodes, but they can buy into that story and then give Cody Rhodes the rub. Then he's not only the champion, he beat The Rock. Like Roman Reigns, that's got to be a more personal story because it's such a bullshit, convoluted mess as it is. So I would want to see Rock Roman Reigns for the belt and let The Rock get the belt and have that big WrestleMania moment and then drop it to Cody Rhodes and let Cody Rhodes have his moment in the sun and you can write off The Rock forever. Let his candy ass retire. But this is it. This is when you have a star at this caliber and you can make this much money off of him. It's what it is. People got to remember, wrestling's a business. It's not a I put in my time or what the marks on the internet want. Because if you listen to what everybody on the internet said, and believe me, we're on the internet. I fall into this category. But like CM Punk would be champion for fucking ever, and everything would be strong style Japanese wrestling, and AEW would be the only wrestling out there. Like fuck that stuff. I like AEW too. I'm into all the different forms of wrestling around the world. But I don't like this outlaw mud show bullshit that people, indie wrestling's so strong, it's this, it's that. I sit through these AEW pay-per-views. We pay money for those. They're fucking difficult at times. Scissor me daddy ass, you think that's better than if you smell what The Rock is cooking? No thank you. By the way, have you ever seen those, Kendo? That promo Scissor me daddy ass?
Yeah, and it makes me fucking change the station. This is why I refer to AEW the way I do, and why I don't fucking like AEW. And then, yeah, they've got some decent shit that comes up, but it's so hard to wade through all the dumb shit. And then just now I pull up Facebook. What's the first thing I see? Fucking Twinkle Toes McFingerbang wrestling the 9-year-old. And then you wonder why I don't take his ass seriously.
How many of the WWF or E talent that they've cut is Tony Khan going to pick up?
Oh, dude, easily he's going to pick up some of those. Like, fucking Ziggler's going because his, like I said, and like I told you guys earlier in the chat and our, other friend group wrestling-centric chat for the most part, anyone that's friend with fucking Kenny and the Buckaroos has got a job. And Ziggler is adjacent to that because his brother is one of their fucking big ball washers, so he's going for sure. But yeah, I guarantee you fucking Tony Khan is licking his lips at who he's going to go grab off of that list.
You sure it's not the coke he's got on his lips that he's licking off?
I mean, he's probably fucking doing a little column A, a little column B there.
No
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and gets Mustafa Ali and Mansoor and decides he wants some sweet Saudi money.
Oh, God, please don't do that, Tony Khan.
It'd be fucking hilarious. That would make my day. Then that would everything that we were saying about how AEW just tries to emulate the late 90s WCW and WWE would fall right into that category of, that's pretty much what Tony Khan's doing.
Thank you to our friend Adama for all your wonderful super chats tonight, and we always love to talk about wrestling. By the way, folks, I don't want to keep announcing stuff way early in advance, but this year's WrestleMania is WrestleMania 40, and I've been to these WrestleManias since 2006, so I'm thinking about doing a solo podcast about my experiences going to WrestleMania from 2006 onward. I'll put it on the podcast feed, and it would just be, maybe a 20-minute thing, but I wrote down an idea of how I could talk about the trip, the card, the event, the world in 2006, and so on. So be on the lookout for that. It would start maybe in November, because I'd like to do an episode a week in the build-up to WrestleMania 40. Xavier to God has a fuck, marry, kill. Nick, I'd love to hear your take. Halloween Ends, Black Mass 2019, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022.
Jesus Christ, man. Really? Xavier to God, you really fucking hate me, don't you? Or us in general. Shit.
I mean, that's all you, because I've only seen one of those movies.
Man, that's one too many already.
That's I no fucking argument here.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm going to choose Cyanide because that's a better idea than those three movies. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna just eat a bunch of apple seeds to die? Or are you
Yeah,
gonna actually do
yeah,
cyanide too?
yeah. I'm going to do it
Mickey
slowly.
Appleseed.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna fucking do it because all those movies are terrible, and I'd rather die slowly than watch them again.
I tried to watch Halloween 2018 the other night because I was bored and tired.
You had to have been.
Yeah, I turned it off. I got to the part where basically I wanted to watch the one scene where Michael Myers walked through Haddonfield with all that bitchin' music, and then I hate that movie. It's so dumb.
Because like, and you can clearly tell like they treated it like fucking Star Wars, where they didn't have a running idea for all three of them. So all three of them, Michael's different in each movie. You know,
Yeah.
like his movements are different, his motivations are different. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Thank you, James Jude Courtney. You're an okay actor, but you're not Nick Castle good. But to answer your question, Xavier to God, I will fuck Black Christmas, Merry Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I haven't seen it, and kill Halloween Ends. Because fuck that movie, dude. That is clown shoes stupid.
God damn it! No, I would. Out of that list, I would have to kill Black Christmas 2019. Have to. It's
Got it, Jeff. He's gotta.
It's the fucking worst. You want you want the epitome of a woke movie? That's it right there. It's terrible.
It's not sci-fi, so no one will care.
Black Christmas, I'd rather be kicked in the balls.
But the very next day, you took them away.
I watched the goddamn movie anyway.
Dude, no, I know. I'd rather take a running chainsaw to the balls rather than watch that movie.
Yikes.
Yeah,
That could be arranged.
Yeah, I mean, we could make that happen if you really want.
No, I don't. I'm just saying.
I have access to a chainsaw. I'll tell you
thanks,
where to meet me
buddy.
in Missouri.
Thanks.
I have access to you. I'll see you in a couple weeks in Florida. I can bring said chainsaw.
Good luck getting it through TSA.
I'll tell them what it's for, and they're all fans of the show, so they'll be like, "Oh,
Like it's for that guy right there," and he'll point at you.
and they'll be like,
You put it in
"Yeah,
my
okay."
bag.
Oh my god,
They'll just literally look the other way.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Did anybody else pack your bag for you? Yeah, that guy right there. He said it was going to be a really explosive day.
Oh my god.
Adam Wofford, thank you very much. He says, I sent you the message on Messenger. I did read it, Adam, and I discussed it a moment ago, so thank you for your super chat. Adama, what's up? He says, I agree with Nick about us. As people, we need to calm down, ease up on the online rage, and treat others with respect. Being present in person with people and enjoying their company is a start. I like that.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed, even when we're with friends, even when we're with each other, like we'll say hi and hug, and then we'll sit down and we'll be on our phones again. It's like that needs to kind of stop happening.
I mean, what's that tell you?
We're not that interesting?
No, I was going to say that clearly Nick's friendship ain't worth much, and it's just easier to be on the phone.
Did we actually have that problem at Horror Hound? I think we were.
No, we
engaged the
didn't
entire
actually.
trip.
We really didn't. I think the only time I look at my phone was to check time and to make sure we had enough time to get to the restaurant. Like that was the only thing I would check.
I was kind of burnt out on Sunday, so after a little while, I was just like, I'm still hungover. Let's see what's up with my phone. But other than that, we talked constantly.
We did.
Pretty sure every time we always all hang out, the only time we're on our phones is when we're literally just sitting around watching something on TV because we're just tired and or hungover or don't feel like dealing with shit.
Or we're looking for food.
Yeah, or we're looking for food. Like we're just gonna hang out in this room together and we're just gonna fuck around on our phones and just make snide comments about whatever it is we're watching or each other.
Well, Kendo, you always do the latter, so it's fine.
And then we'll laugh. Everybody will have a good time. Apparently, Nick's feelings are secretly getting hurt, but that's more of a him problem.
Yeah, I write long poems in my notepad function about what you guys think, what I think you guys think about me.
You write sad songs in the style of Taylor Swift about us.
Don't judge me, goddammit.
Nick's a Swiftie.
Just because I have all the bracelets doesn't make me a bad person, okay?
Is that what she sells her bracelets?
I don't fucking know. I'm guessing.
It's all stupid shit for me.
It is stupid shit. It is stupid shit.
Oh, I can't believe we talked about her as much as we did tonight.
I know.
Xavier to God says, Jeff, I suggested you play my favorite DB game, Raging Blast 2. You play the game for the music and the game modes. It's on PS3 and 360 only.
Oh my god.
You know what's weird to think is that the 360 is 18 years old.
Yeah, and Microsoft is just decommissioning it like next month, I think. Yeah, in October.
It's a damn good system.
You know what? You know what else? You know what else I found out as well? Apparently, the Evil Dead game is getting turned off, or like they're not updating it anymore either.
I think it's something to do with that Unity engine, which pisses me off because our friend of the channel. I got to look more into it. So I'm not speaking with authority on that topic. I'm just like, I think that's what's going on. But our friend Med Cheesemo of the channel bought us a copy of the Evil Dead, and I like that game, and I'm pissed that I can't play it anymore.
Dude, yeah, no, I played it for like 3 or 4 days a week ago, and I was like, this game is still fun. Like I always play the demons because it's way more fun doing that. But I enjoy the shit out of it, man. But that sucks. I mean, I'm trying to master the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one right now, and then we got the hell is it? Killer Clowns coming out, I think, at the end of this year. So
we should play Texas Chainsaw Massacre together on Twitch.
I'm down, dude.
I have the game, so there's no reason not to.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm down for that. Yeah,
all
let's do it. Let's chase some teenagers and kill them, man.
Yeah. Can I be Chop Top in the game, or do we have to be Leatherface?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Right now, I've been playing as Cook for a while. I've been trying to get that character up.
Oh, see, I haven't turned my copy on. I downloaded it and I never played it. So,
well, run through it a couple of times for sure. Kind of get the hang of it.
Dude, I would not play it on Twitch before learning what to do.
Yeah,
because people just message you, get good. All right, you want me to see me get good? Let's play fucking all these other games I'm good at, like Halo 3.
Yeah, get good. Fucking join me in Halo 3 right now. Let's see you can get good.
It's like, all right, sons, I had a fucking match the other week where my team quit on me, and it was me and another dude, and I got 21 kills. So, like, I didn't feel too bad.
Damn.
Suck a dick. Not you directly, just the invisible people that talk shit.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good. So, folks, I think we've reached the end of the show. I didn't want it to go this long, but hey, we had a great time. So, is there anything else you guys want to say before we put this baby to bed?
No.
All right. Nick, same for you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, folks. This has been a fun one. Make sure you share this all over social media. Help spread the word of WCBS. I'll be back next time. Well, we'll be back next time with more. Next week, same time, same channel. But if you're in the Midwest, come to the Cincinnati Comic Expo. I'll be there. I'll have the banner. I'll be selling Stealing Solo. It's got good hype. Like I said, people are dropping super chats to tell us how much they like the book. So that's a gratifying feeling. But be on the lookout for our videos. Check out today's video. Check out the toy video. And I'm going to be making a trip to some more locations out of state to see what's up. Plus, I also have a new retail rating video coming your way later in the month, beginning of October. So, folks, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/worldclassbs, to hear Schlocktoberfest come early with a topic we can't even talk about here on YouTube. But don't worry.
It's like Jerry Springer's too hot for TV. It's too hot for YouTube.
Oh, my God.
Let's put those on video cassettes and start selling them.
Oh, sure. That's fine with me. I'm sure they'll make a comeback at some point.
I'm sure
there's a niche market for it. We should just capitalize. It's like YouTube content on VHS tapes. Why? Because we can.
You'll probably hit like the fucking Gen Z market. They'll be like, what? Well, really? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll try it. Yeah, they'll be the ones to probably buy it.
We own all of our own content. We should do that.
Oh, man.
All right. So, folks, this has been a great show. Thank you for watching. Be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
My name is Jeff.